a war going on. The books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Thursday, March 26th. It's a big day and a big night of action here on Thursday with Major League Baseball opening day. Last night was opening night, but this is opening day, and we're just hours away from not only the first games of the season for many of the other teams, but also from our first show of the season with Mikey Money and Sharky. They're going to be along here at 1 at noon Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific with the baseball preview show for today. They'll go over the card. I'll make my picks here as well on the show. Short order here. We'll go over the card as part of our coverage. We're also going to have previews there, like I said, of the NCAA Sweet 16, first four games here tonight, and also first four meaning the first four of the Sweet 16, of course, but also we'll have NBA, 3 games on tap, and NHL, big card. If you like NHL, stick around. We're going to be here probably maybe right up to the guys. We might have a show lead right into those guys here. 2.5 hours of action here to talk about today on the Morning Steam, because we got a wild card off of last night's fun games as well. Let's talk about some of the action from last night here. We were able to come through with some winners here. How about Major League Baseball, the season opener with the New York Yankees winning 7-0 over the San Francisco Giants. Made it look easy there in a way. 5 runs in the second inning there for the Yankees as they got to Logan Webb and put together a big inning to win the game there last night. 5 runs. Ryan McMahon, a 2-run single. Trent Grisham, a 2-run triple. And Max Fried went 6 innings, allowed no runs and 2 hits. Logan Webb, 5 innings, 6 runs, 9 hits in the loss. Hey, Logan Webb, hope you're doing okay there. Hope it's not going to be a sign of things to come for Logan Webb this season, but did end up, it was really just the one big inning there that kind of put things into perspective there for the Giants. So we'll see what the Giants have to offer this season. But, the Yankees, maybe that offense ready to go, at least for the start of the season. And Fried, pretty good performance there yesterday. We did have the under here on the show. I guess there was a push. Pretty much landed 7 everywhere. So, Yankees get that win. They will be off today. Some other teams will start the season today. We'll have here nearly a full complement of games, 11 games today. I don't know what those other teams are up to, what those other 2 teams are up to, but we'll preview all the games that are available to us. Also last night in the NIT, we did see, we were able to come through with a winner with Illinois State there yesterday here on the show against Dayton as they beat Dayton. The Redbirds won it 61-55. They led 10-0 out the gate. The Redbirds never trailed. They shot 66% from inside the arc and Flyers only shot 30% on their home floor, so we were able to get that win, although didn't quite get the win here with Nevada and Auburn game to go over. Hope you're able to join me on Cover the Spread. I'm on a YouTube show here previewing some games each day. We did give out a couple of winners there on the NIT, as I had the under in Illinois State and Dayton, and also gave out Nevada plus the points on that Cover the Spread show. Make sure you're checking it out here on YouTube. Every day comes out usually sometime in the middle of the night whenever I get done with it, and give you some more previews there. And we did hit the games there yesterday on Cover the Spread, but the Wolfpack fell behind early by 10. They never caught up. Elijah Price, 18 points in there for Auburn, and they'll play Illinois State in one semifinal there at the NIT. The NIT takes place. The NIT semifinals are at Hinkle Fieldhouse, reportedly, and then they move to Gainbridge for the final there. But there you have it. That's the one semifinal from yesterday's games. The NIT has conducted their business, if you will, here, and they'll have their other finals there as well in Indianapolis coming up. So I think we have not seen those lines yet in there, so got a ways to go with those two. All right, and let's take a look also here what went down in Major League Baseball last night. We did have some winners here on the show in the major leagues yesterday. I'm sorry, in the NBA. Let's just go over those. Did have, again, some more wild results. There were some unders too, but like I said, we're having kind of a rash of overs, it feels like, here towards the end of the season. We did have the Philadelphia 76ers over the Bulls. We had them by 20 there in that one. We also had the over. Atlanta and Detroit did go over 130 to 129. What a game that was, huh? With Atlanta and Detroit. Saw the game go to overtime there yesterday. Detroit was a small favorite. Atlanta came back. Atlanta won 130 to 129 as a 2-point underdog. Atlanta led by 18 at the half, let Detroit come all the way back, but then did win it. We also had Indiana plus the points against the Lakers. Had that one also, the over at Cover the Spread, but had the Pacers here plus the points against the Lakers. Yeah, Lakers won 137-130 to keep it going, but the Pacers got the money. 11 points, a little much for the Lakers in there. Had a winner also here with the Celtics last night on the show, 119 to 109 over the Thunder. Also brought home a winner here on the show yesterday with San Antonio on the road, rocking Memphis 123 to 98. Another winner there in that one. Also a winner here on the show yesterday with the Minnesota Timberwolves over Houston, 110 to 108. It was the largest comeback in overtime in the play-by-play era, as Washington took a 13-point lead in overtime. Minnesota came all the way back to win that game, leaving Durant there incredulous again as the Rockets continued to El Foldo, totally blowing that game in that one. Really kind of a shame there, the way it's going down for Houston, but they're not looking that good here all of a sudden. We had Portland laying the big points against the Milwaukee Bucks. We also had a winner over there and Cover the Spread with Dallas and Denver game to go over in that 142-135 game. Jamal Murray, 53 points in that one. And also had a premium pick winners here yesterday, 2-0 with my NBA premium picks. Milwaukee Bucks and Portland to go over was our premium pick winner, and the 130 to 99 win there did go over by 3 or 4 points there. And we also had the Clippers late night as the winner here with a premium pick. Clippers rocked Toronto 119-94. So make sure you're getting those additional picks from me every day over at winnable.com. I've got packages of picks coming up here today as well in some sports, including college baseball, tennis as well. Overnight, we did have a pick for the premium pick subscribers in the Chinese Basketball Association. And I don't know, the game might be just wrapping up here, but we did get we did get beat on that one as we had the under, but it's already gone over. So try to make it up to you today with some other winners. But also I do have my golf picks over there for today. You know, they've just teed off here today at the Houston Open. So if you sign up for free over at winnable.com, you'll get my picks in golf each week. But we'll take a look at them here, I think, real quick. We can kind of squeeze it in here real fast and take a look and see where we stand here as we've just teed off here this morning at the Houston Open. Here we go. Let's take a look. Can you see these here? Oh, man, there we go. I don't know if we quite get those here. I don't have the right panel up. That's the problem. Let's see if I can't bring us a good panel here. There we go. There we go. And yeah, so my golfers in there today include Jake Knapp, Nikolai Højgaard, Kurt Kitayama, Ricky Fowler, Ben Griffin, Adam Scott, and Sam Stevens. There right now, they're just on the first 4 or 5 holes. So, you know, if you're going to play some of these, some of the pairings still available, and many of the markets still fresh and open here. They've just gotten underway. Matthew Pavone of France leads 2 under par here, and a bunch of other golfers at 1 under. So they're really just getting it going out there. Kurt Kitayama, Nikolai Højgaard are on the course, as is Sam Stevens as well. All my guys are kind of already hit the course here. It looks like now Ricky Fowler also here on the course early for me. So they're underway there. At the Houston Open. About half the field, I think, is teed off already. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages at the end of the show. If you comment with us here and make a pick, make a prediction, just say hello. I'll put you in a drawing to win the picks from me. You can get 1 month of picks when I draw your name at the end of the show. We'll have a drawing for anyone that has commented here, and I didn't forget, so be ready in that one. We'll have a drawing right at the end of the show, right before our new show, Bases Loaded, with Mikey and Sharky Waters here, previewing the baseball card today. That's going to be awesome here with those guys. They're going to be joining you every day here on the channel right after our show. Not right after. Sometimes we'll be up a little bit earlier, I think, but for the most part, in most cases, it'll be right after our show. So, all right, let me see. I'm having trouble getting myself back to square one here. There we go. All right, and let me say hello to the folks in the chat before we get rolling here. Also, NHL last night, we did have a winner here on the show with the Boston Bruins on the puck line. They did win 4-3 there over Buffalo yesterday, and the Maple Leafs over the Rangers there yesterday. Good job of the Maple Leafs. All of a sudden they're hot after everybody tried to call them out there. They went up 4-3 over the Rangers there yesterday. All right, man, a lot of people coming in here ready to go with the baseball season. Let's see who is here and ready to say hi. Nicholas Handy is here. Truth Teller is here today. Wow, hello to Truth Teller. He's the Truth Teller, and I'm the Truth Seller. Irish King, ready to go. Baseball season, talking about yesterday's game. Who had him? A lot of people had the Yankees in here. I liked the Giants. Bad call by me. Irish King talking about those plays. Bobby Max ready to go here. Play ball. Nuke is here, ready to go. He knows how many games. 4 games today, Nuke will say. And Cash Kane is here. Jim Duweiger is here. And not going over after all those 5 runs. there. Look, Nuke's already making plays here in the show. Robert cashed his props in there. Also, who else is here? Let's see. Nuke did not like the Dayton there, as they were down 10-0. It was there in that game. Wow. Then he took Nevada. Greg has said the dogs were barking here. And let's see. Greg said Houston, the wrong team was favored. Wait, Houston, or does he mean today? Yesterday. Oh, he meant, in the Houston, Minnesota game there. Yeah, gotcha. And Andrew K's hanging with the dogs there in the park. Look out. How did my timeline become infested with those remote control dog feeders? Is it just me? Did I click on the wrong thing one time and now like every third video is remote controlled dog feeders? Or is it that I end up watching them? I mean, what a. Let's see here. Andrew had the nerfy. Remember, Andrew said, "Where are all the nerfy yerpy people in here?" Okay, the Irish King was on the PSR chat. I watched them last night. I didn't want them to go off the air. They were having a good time there, but I guess they previewed the games and they wanted to have a good time. They don't need to stay on with us viewers there. Nuke said the game ended early there with there was a comeback in there. They got real close late, actually. It looked like they were going to threaten there a little bit, right? Hey, stop Geo here as well today. Lauren S. there with us, and R. Thompson is ready to go. Just saying hello to everyone here. Andrew's ready. We're watching the golf here right now. Greg Gibson cashed some plays in there. And Nuke says, what? Only 4 college, 3 NBA, but we've got a long list of hockey games, and we've got a long list of, maybe just, not all the major league teams are playing. Which teams? Who are the 2 teams besides the Yankees, right? There's 2 teams not playing. Who are they? Do I got it right there, you guys? There's, we have 11 games today. There's a couple. Why are there some teams not opening until tomorrow? Did anybody check on that? What's going on with that? I didn't even look as to why that is, but I just figured 14 games would be in action today, and they'd give one of the custom things they do in baseball. You always wonder why there's a day off after they play, and that's because they want to guarantee the season ticket holders that they don't miss, or the people who bought the opening day tickets miss opening day. That the game would be rained out, and then they'd have to cancel. The next day would be opening day, and people who already got tickets there. So they, especially in the eastern venues, sometimes in the western venues they don't take a day off. Maybe yesterday because it was a solo game with the Giants, they do take the day off today. But in the west region. The amazing thing they said in that game yesterday was that was only the 6th time since they opened that stadium, which has been around 25 years, that they've utilized it for a home game. And that's really funny. You think about it. Why do we play games, in some of these eastern cities when we could be playing out west? And there's some west teams on the road. Now, some of them are protected by domes and stuff. You got the Angels at the Astros, but you still could have had the Angels at home and taken some East teams that are playing. I don't know. The weather's pretty nice here, so Mets, Cubs, Brewers, Reds. Of course, they're always going to play at home if they can nowadays. Phillies. Mostly good weather around the country, so not a big deal. Jim here. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Jim liked the under in the baseball game, by the way. Clippers rocked Toronto last night. Ken Mizrahi, hello. Nice to have Ken in here. And why am I getting a text right here that says your poop schedule says a lot about overall health? I'm trying to run a show, and I'm getting some really bizarre news break updates. Jimmy, don't be talking about that with me on the air. Come on. All right, Illinois pulled it off there. Blue Jays are one of the teams not playing today. Thank you, Nuke. Yeah, so let's see. If there are 11 games and 12, so that means 6 teams are not opening the season until Friday here. And, I get it. 3-game series. Okay. And there it is. Yeah, 3 openers tomorrow, said Jim. Yep. How about that? I don't know if they've ever had it like this. Okay, and Greg said the Bucks wouldn't score 100. All right, so make sure you get my plays over there at winnable.com/Ramon. I'm going to try to bring some home there. There yesterday, like I said, NBA, I hit them both yesterday. Did push, or no, I had the Giants as a premium yesterday. Also, I lost with free play with Sabalenka. She couldn't cover against Haley Baptiste. Tennis, couldn't quite get it done in there with the matches yesterday. With Tommy Paul lost to Arthur Fils in one of the best matches of the year. I mean, I lost. Great match though. 6-7, 7-6, 6-7, 7-6. What was it? I think they went tiebreaker every time, but Tommy Paul had 4 match points and didn't win. So nothing I can do about that there. But all right, check me out over there at winnable.com. We're going to get ready to start the show here right away. I don't know if there's much other news that we can necessarily talk about here, any breaking news overnight or major events here in sports to get going here right now. But I think we probably could just start here at this point and get ready to go with the show. So get your pens, pencils, and rotation orders ready. It's time to go check it out here and get ready for the season. Now, today we are going to open with the NCAA tournament for sure. I mean, baseball does deserve some top billing here shortly. They're going to get top billing for a few days until we get to the postseason with the other 2 sports. We'll promote baseball up there at the top of the show because these other games are getting a little long right now and lingering on here a little bit. Oh boy, we got some. Do we have some steam to get going here in the show right now? What's going on here? Let's see what we've got. I hear it in the background there. Okay. All right, we got some steam on the over here with Pittsburgh and Ottawa. Hockey steam. We don't get that too often here on the show, but Pittsburgh and Ottawa looking like they're getting steamed up to 6.5 here this morning right now. 6.5 flat, pretty much across the board, maybe 6.5 under, but steam to the over here with Pittsburgh and Ottawa in that one. Okay, all right. And so after we do the college ball here, we will get to the Major League Baseball, and we'll preview the games, including this, featured games here, probably Philly and Texas, Mets and Pirates, Cleveland and Seattle. There's early games, but don't forget we do have the guys along as well with the show here at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. It's Bases Loaded with Mikey Money and Sharky Waters, and they're going to be with you. I believe, now I don't know if they'll do every day if there's like a really weak card or something, but I'm sure it's pretty much 5 days a week for the guys with this baseball show. So you're going to want to check that out here. We'll give you some previews in just a short while here right now. And let's get it going here with the crew. And get to our previews. We're going to start, of course, in college basketball. Yeah, there's my final. I lost in Chinese basketball as Nanjing Monkey King beat the Beijing Royal Fighters 108-101. All right. Let's see here. Jimbo's here as well. And Terrell talking about the great matches today. We'll just touch on it here real quick. Very good matches today. Men's side, Tiafoe and Sinner. Kind of a lopsided match, but going to give Sinner a chance in there to cover a game spread maybe. No pick, but also Cerundolo and Zavera have been a pretty good one probably there. And on the ladies' side, Coco Gauff against Muchova and Sabalenka against Rybakina tonight on the ladies' side. Okay, and let's see, Billy Eagle Flighter and Josh is here as well. He's not a big fan of Sharky, but I am. And also Bar here. Thank you, Bar, for joining us. All right, let's get going right now, and I'll run the clown show around here, right? Man, what's going on? The market's open here. Big rise real quick here to open the day, huh? And maybe that is going to be the case. All right, let's go, you guys. Let's go to college basketball today. We got 4 games. Going to be a great night in the regionals here. They play them 2 at a time on Thursday and Friday. And we'll open up with, oops, I already got it wrong. I already screwed it up. And we'll open it up here with the Texas Longhorns taking on the Purdue Boilermakers. In this one, you got Purdue Boilermakers favored by 7, total 147.5, maybe 7.5 here right now. Just ticking to 7.5 at Bet Online. So let's go to it and see what you guys think in our games here today. For Purdue here, they come in right now with a record of 29-7. They've won 6 straight. Purdue, number 9 effective field goal percentage in the country. They're also a top 10 rebounding team. We've said how important it is rebounding in the NCAA tournament. Purdue's 12-1 in their non-conference games, and they went 13-8 versus teams ranked in the top 50 this season. Purdue coming in a bit of a roll here right now, but they don't do a great job of covering despite their great success. Purdue, last 4 years here, or let me get this straight here. Underdogs in the Sweet 16, just 17-15 in the Sweet 16. Purdue has been to the Sweet 16 6 times over the last 10 years, and they went 2-4 in those appearances. For Texas, they won 3 games last week. They had to come in from the first 4. So they won by 2, they won by 8, they won by 6. For Texas, this is only their second Sweet 16 berth since 2009. Texas gets 23.7% of its points from the foul line. That's top 30 in the country. Texas 12-4 in their non-conference games this season. Longhorns were 9-11 versus teams in the top 50. They were 8-5 against the spread as an underdog. Purdue was 11-18 against the spread as a favorite. Since 2015, number 11 seeds have made it to the Sweet 16 10 times. So about once a year, an 11 seed makes it to the Sweet 16. They are 4-6 straight up, 6-4 against the spread in those appearances. Head coach Sean Miller's in the Sweet 16 for the 9th time in his career, going 4-4. Let's hear from you in the chat as we get ready for the opener here tonight. Texas has gone under in 4 of their last 5. They've gone over, however, in 5 of their last 7 games against Big Ten competition. Purdue, 6 straight wins, as I said, 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. They've gone over in 9 of their last 12 games. They've also won 8 of their last 10 against the SEC here. Texas is 8-5 to the over as an underdog. Let's see what you have in this one between Texas and Purdue here. In this one, Texas has done a great job to get here, man, but they might be running in against it here against Smith and Braden Smith and company. Let's check a look at the chat and see what you guys have here in this one. It's going to be, let's see, Philly Eagle Flyer. He's got some baseball action in there. Thank you to Philly Eagle Flyer. All right. And Josh says, do you like golf today? I think I'll be having some picks here later on, Josh, on the tennis action today. Probably some premium in there. Okay, here we go. Is Texas going to be a Cinderella? You know, Nuke, I guess if you had to like pin anybody as a Cinderella, it'd kind of be Texas, I guess. But I would say obvious, and I know it's obvious that we really don't have a, you know, Cinderella because no mid-majors kind of made it. So you had to pick somebody, and I guess you'd take the team that is probably one of the last teams. You know, if you want to or call it the extra teams, right, to get in. Yeah, maybe Texas if they win this one. Someone's got to be Cinderella. Really, there's no Cinderella. We got a big giant pumpkin here at the end of the season with all these teams. Even Texas. I mean, come on, they've had success in the NCAA tournament before, and you really can't pinpoint, many of these teams. If anybody, maybe it's Iowa here, but let's see here. Okay, Greg likes golf. Purdue for VAR. Greg says 77-70 Boilers. Here's Robert. He likes the under here in this one. R. Thompson's on Texas. Bobby Mack is on Texas here. Greg says Texas and the under as he has Purdue to win this one by 7. All right, I got to take Purdue here to get this win and cover. I say no Cinderella. I like Purdue. They just got too much here. And yeah, as Nuke says, look, they had to play. They were like, basically number 60, probably number 65 in the field or so. So they had to play the extra game. So maybe they are the hope for. It's just, I think, more like Cinderella. What was she? She was the ugly one, and then she turned beautiful. So maybe some team will. All right. They almost lost to NC State, but they didn't. Someone had to win that game. All right. I'm going to take Purdue, though, to get a comfortable win here over the Longhorns. Purdue was just 14-20 against the spread this season, and they haven't really been covering their games. They covered 4 or 5, but before that they were on a little bit of a run where they weren't covering the games, but now they've covered 3 in a row here. Obviously, Purdue covered against Michigan in the Big Ten title game. They covered against Queens in their opening game, blew them out by 33, and then they covered against Miami. So pretty good run here, and I will take Purdue to keep it rolling here right now over Texas. All right, yep, Cinderella gone here. And Andrew K says, watch out for Connecticut. We'll preview those teams tomorrow. Nine Legacy said Longhorns cover and maybe even get the upset. Greg loved the way Purdue looked in that Big Ten title game against UM. All right, I think that might be it from the crew on this one. Let's move on. Next up. And again here, this one gets underway here just shortly after. Although, like I said, they played 2 at once, and he got the Iowa Hawkeyes taking on Nebraska. Children of the Corn game here with Nebraska currently favored 1.5, 131.5 here in the South Regional in Houston here. So got the 4th-seeded Cornhuskers. Now, Iowa's 9th, so not quite there with Texas there, right? They were, 11th, right? So here you have Nebraska favored in this one. Nebraska was 0-8 in the NCAA tournament before they were able to get their win finally. And now they have 2 wins in the NCAA tournament following their victory here, and 2 straight victories for Nebraska right now. So Nebraska with back-to-back wins here in the tournament over Troy, 70-47. And meanwhile, they beat Vanderbilt after that in that nail-biter, 74-72. Of course, they lost to Purdue in the Big Ten tournament, 74-58. Were never matched. Never a match in that one. Meanwhile, for the Hawkeyes here, we have a Big Ten tournament game, right? Iowa with a win over Clemson, 67-61 in their first tournament game, and then of course the big upset of the Florida Gators, 73-70, is a 10.5 point dog. So we know these 2 teams meeting for the 3rd time this season. They met in Iowa back in February, it was 57-52. Iowa won at home in a very low-scoring game. And, I don't know, when I think of Iowa, Nebraska, I'm thinking football and I'm thinking defense. But they later on met in Lincoln back on March the 8th, 18 days ago, and it was 84-75. Nebraska got the win at home and covered 4.5 there in that one. So the home teams won. Iowa had a very low-scoring game at a home winning, and Nebraska had a high-scoring game winning and covering at home. This one, of course, neutral site game here being played in Houston. I don't think there's any regional bias or favoritism for the crowd here. So I don't know which way you think it might get played here in this one with Iowa and Nebraska. But I think you heard what I said. I think it's like you got two teams going to be, I think it's knockdown, drag out. I think it reverts back to the first game at Iowa and gets more like that game than the 159-point game. I think it's closer to the 109-point game than the 159-point game here in this one. And I might be playing the total, if you know what I mean. Iowa's won 4 of the last 5 against Nebraska, covering those 4 games. Nebraska's won 5 of its last 7 coming in. Nebraska's also gone under in 5 of their last 6, but 11 of the last 15 games between the two teams have gone over. Nebraska's gone under in 4 of their last 5 against Big Ten competition coming in, down back to the tournament and end of the season here right now. But let's see how you have it. Iowa just 4-5 ATS as an underdog. Nebraska went 13-11 against the spread as a favorite. But again, we're dealing with a pretty close spread. Just pretty much just got to win the game here. So now Nebraska 9-15 to the under as a favorite. Iowa was an over team, 20-13 this season, but 4-5 to the under as an underdog. So I think here with them as a slight underdog, I think that's kind of why we're going to see a defensive game here in this one, a low score defensive game, well under 131 actually. I like this game to be an under between these two teams. Okay, you've got Nebraska coming in here, 16-5 against Big Ten teams this season. Nebraska shoots 50% of their shots from 3, which is 12th in the nation. They also get 41% of its points on threes, 13th in the nation. So they do chuck it up there for sure, but do have a pretty good defensive team here in the Iowa Hawkeyes. Last 5 years, the number 4 seeds when they've made it to the Sweet 16. So you got 5 years, you got 20 number 4 seeds. They've made it 11 times. 7-4 against the spread are the number 4 seeds in the Sweet 16 here. So for Nebraska, not only their first 2 tournament wins, but Iowa here, 3-1 since that overtime loss to Nebraska. That's also something you got to consider about that game. 159 points. They did score 19 of the points in overtime. It still would have went over by 3.5 points in regulation there, but Iowa's star player, Sturtz, he plays the whole game, 40 minutes a game. He is not going to come out of the game unless there's some type of foul trouble or something. Iowa's the number 15 team in the country at forcing turnovers. They also are the number 18 effective field goal percentage team in the country. Iowa 13-10 straight up versus top 100s. They were 11-11 in conference play this season, including the conference tournament. Since 2011, over the last 15 years, I guess, coming in, number 9 seeds have made it 4 times only to the Sweet 16. That's kind of strange, but and they are 4-0 against the spread. I don't know, kind of a weird sample there. 15 years, 4 times, once every basically 4 years or so. The number 9 seed makes it to the Sweet 16, and they've done it every time. That'd be the Iowa Hawkeyes. So, okay, let's hear from you in the chat. Here we go. And it's going to be Irish King. He's got Nebraska. No sweat, no look. W. Our top's on Nebraska, but Robert's on Iowa. Jimbo says Purdue and under. Purdue and under in the Purdue and under, Iowa in the over. Okay, I got it, Jim. Gotcha. Barnes on Iowa here. Nuke likes Nebraska to win the game. And Bar says total coin flip in this one. Art Thompson's on the under. He says Iowa just beat Florida, but this is kind of a different matchup. Greg says he's got it 67-64, Iowa to win. And Greg says neutral site, Iowa rolls big. Big Crypto says Nebraska will win the game. I'm taking the under here in this one at 131.5. I say it's like that other game, the first game with that was only 109 points. So I'm going under here in this one. All right, nightcaps now. First off, let's go to whoops. All right, let's go back to the West Regional in San Jose, where it's going to be Arkansas taking on Arizona. Oh, boy, you got to think about this, man. You got Arizona looking so strong here, number 1 seed, rolling through. Now, Arkansas is hot, too. Their road feels a little bit more treacherous, but they come in with a winning streak here as well. For Arkansas, 7 straight wins right now. They were a pretty good cover team, 21-11 against the spread this season, just 6-5 against the spread as an underdog. For Arizona, 20-14 ATS this season, 16-13 ATS as a favorite. This one's being played in Houston, so probably right in the middle here of the fan bases. Arizona, obviously on a roll and having an incredible season with a 32-2 record right now. They've covered 4 of their last 5. But they've also gone over in 4 of their last 6 games. Arkansas has gone over in 9 of 11. Arkansas, of course, is one of the highest scoring teams in the country with some of the highest scoring players in the country. So that's the way they play it. But will that work against a team, an incredible team like Arizona? Arizona also, Nebraska's got good interior numbers, but the eye test to me says that they should dominate inside. The statistics would say that they should, but Arkansas does have, opponents are shooting 54% inside the arc against the Razorbacks. That's 275th in the country. That is, pretty bad. So I would think that it would be a field day here for Arizona inside, right? If Arkansas is a top 275 in opponents' field goal percentage allowed, these Arizona Wildcats, Burries, Awaka, Pete, they should have it freewheeling there in the paint. But we know Arkansas can fill it up too, and they've got a cup. One of the top scorers in the nation, 22.7 points per game. You got Brazil there on the board. So for Arizona here, they've won 11 straight, 7-3 ATS in their last 10. Number 1 effective field goal defense in the country, and the number 44 effective offense field goal percentage in the country for Arizona. They went 15-0 in non-conference competition. Were 17-2 against top 50 teams. Last 4 years, number 1 seeds in the Sweet 16. You get 16 times right there. 13 have made the Sweet 16, but just 4-9 against the spread. Under Coach Lloyd here, who, by the way, was just rumored for the North Carolina job yesterday after the firing of Hubert Davis. Not fair. He's still coaching Arizona. And I don't know, why would you go to North Carolina when you can do it here with Arizona, what you're doing? But Coach Lloyd is 0-3 in the Sweet 16 straight up under Coach Lloyd since he's been with the Wildcats. Wildcats haven't been to the Elite 8 in 10 years. So Arkansas here. Like I said, they won 7 straight. They were 11-3 in non-conference games. Those losses were by 3, 9, and 9 points. Arkansas has allowed 75 or more points per game in their last 12 games. They are leaky, but that's the game they play. Razorbacks are 9-8 against the top 50s this season. Arkansas 2-2 in their last 4 trips to the Sweet 16. All of them somewhat recent, actually. Calipari 9-3 in his career in the Sweet 16, although he hasn't won in the Sweet 16 since before the pandemic. Arkansas has gone over in 4 of their last 6. Arizona's gone over in 4 of their last 6. Arkansas has gone over in 5 of their last 6 against Big 12 competition. Arizona's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games against SEC teams. I got to go over in this one. I'm taking a total here with Arkansas and Arizona. I mean, at 166, I don't think I'm not holding any reservations here. I've got to think that the winner of this game is probably going to get well into the 90s here in this one. It's just a matter of, I'm hoping. I think Arkansas might have the scoring to keep up. Either way, I think Arizona can win the game. I'm a little bummed here. I've got 2 of my futures bets. I only have 3 futures bets here. Well, I made a few more regional to win regionals, but to win the whole thing, I do have 30 to win 120 on Arizona. Just that's what I did at the beginning and said, hey, this is my pick anyway. And then 20 to win 1,200 on Arkansas. But I need an upset here to get that one rolling. Then we're looking at some start to play around a little bit. But they need an upset here, obviously. Arizona, like I said, top 10 in field goal percentage allowed, top 20 in points defensively allowed, in meaning fewest points. So let's see how you've got it here. I'm going to take the over in this one. I got to go over with this matchup. I got to go over. Here we go. VAR is on Arkansas. And R. Thompson is on over here. Greg says 85-80. Arizona barely wins. Nuke says he's got Arizona in his bracket, but he's going to take the points with this Arkansas team. 9 Legacy says Nebraska on the spread, Arizona on the spread. LALB's got the Cats to smash. VAR says if Nebraska wins, they got Houston. That's when he'll believe. Greg says Arkansas money line, $50. Jimbo says I've got Arizona 7.5 and over. Robert's on the Razorbacks. VAR says Arizona has the height. And VAR's got Iowa, Arkansas, and Houston winning. All right, 3 down and 1 to go. Let's go to the last game of the night. And guess what? Well, maybe I should put Illinois at Houston here. Now, it's not at the Cougars gym, so technically it's a VS there, but they've done Kelvin Sampson another. They're trying to help Kelvin Sampson before he retires get to the promised land. And here they are at home playing Illinois. Good for you. 2.5 and 140 here for the Cougars. So you better win this one. You got you at home here. And see how you have it. Will it be? I mean, it feels to me, I think it's going to be typical Houston here right now. Both teams come in with their 2 wins here in the tournament. It was Illinois beating Penn and VCU. They covered the spread in both those games. Of course, Illinois lost to Wisconsin in the conference tournament. Houston, meanwhile, with win over Idaho and Texas A&M, of course, they lost to Arizona in the Big 10 and the Big 12 conference tournament, 79-74 as a 2-point dog. So I think we're going to get some Houston ball here, actually, guys. I know that in Illinois shoots it pretty well. I mean, that's their specialty, but and you're in the Big 10, you face some good teams, but Kelvin Sampson's defense, sure, do they end up short every time? Yes, but when they don't end up short, it's usually Houston looking kind of impressive. I will also note these two teams did meet in an NCAA regional game 4 years ago, 3 tournaments ago, I guess, 4 years ago. Not necessarily the same teams right now, but it was Houston winning 68-53. That game was played in Pittsburgh. Houston did rock them there. It was a regional game in March, and Houston did beat them pretty handily in that game. Houston at the time had Jamal Shed in there. They also had Kyler Edwards on that team. They had Taze Moore as well, and beat an Illinois team that had Kofi Cockburn. Remember, one of your favorites in there, kind of like me on this show. If I don't have my fan going underneath. So for Illinois here, they've won just 6 of their last 11. 4 of the 5 losses they've had were in overtime. They are the tallest team in the country. Talking about the Fighting Illini, Illinois just 8-8 versus top 50s, 2-5 though in the last 7. They went 11-2 in non-conference games. Illinois, another team, they shoot 50% of their shots from 3-point range. That's 15th in the country. 39% of their points come on 3-point shooting. That's a top 25-ish result. However, Illinois is shooting just 35% from 3-point range. So to me, that says you're the tallest team in the country. You're taking too many shots from 3-point range. You should be more inside. Now, I not to say they're not a great inside shooting team, but again, if you're shooting 35%, you got the tallest team in the country where you're, 15th in 3-point shots attempted, 25th in 3-point shots made, at 115th in 3-point field goal percentage. You're not making the most of your situation. I don't think they are a good shooting team. They have an elite offense here, but you're going up against a battle-tested defensive team in Houston. This is the way they play it every time, right? When Houston gets to the NCAA, in general, right? We already know they clamp down on teams, right? But this is a classic Houston game script, in my opinion, here. So non-conference game 2, or I think it ends up as an under here. I'm going to take the under in this one with Houston and Illinois. I've got to think of 140 was the wrong number. Houston elite defense allowing 63 points per game there against an Illinois team also that, by the way, trending under. They're 2-4 to the under as an underdog. Houston 10-17 to the under as a favorite here. So, man, I'm going under in this one with Houston and Illinois. Let's go to the chat. Houston hasn't been great cover here despite winning 7 of their last 8, just 4-9 against the spread. Their last 13. Mentioned they went under in 11 of 16. Illinois has gone under in 8 of their last 12 against Big 12 competition right now. Let's go to the chat. I think I'm set. I think I know what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Here we go. And it's going to be Var says, Arkansas. Oh, that's where we left off. Bars on Houston Moneyline. Cash Kane says got an overtime game. Well, don't want that. That's going to hurt my under. Our Tom's Houston under. Jimbo's got Houston here. Likes the Illini on the money line to win it. Kane says one of these games has to go over. I agree with you, and I think it's going to be Arizona and Arkansas. Greg Gibson says 71-68. He's got Houston. The other Bobby Mack is on the Houston Cougars here. So, look, it feels like, this happens too. I mean, they're going to keep those top teams as close as they can. It just so happened that, Houston gets a home city advantage here. I mean, it's basically 10 minutes away from campus here at the Toyota Center. So Houston will have the crowd as well. It'll be all Houston here as far as the fans. It feels like the momentum too, but I'm going to take the under as my play, under 140. And that's it for the NCAA tournament tonight. Enjoy those games. And all the baseball games are pretty much in the daytime, except a couple of them are there that, and we want a little bit of complimentary programming there opposite the right opposite the baseball or NCAA tournament, a couple baseball games. Most of them are the daytime, and that's where we're going next. We're going to go to baseball, and look, there'll be more data points. We've got a long show with the hockey and the NBA still, so we're not going to totally break down these lineups, and there'll be days where we can do that as well. We'll be talking a lot about starting pitching here today, maybe how the bullpens did last year, and how the teams match up against one another when they play. So let's go ahead and get to the baseball. Everybody's got to be pretty excited here with the big baseball card today. We're going to put them ahead of the basketball and the hockey because pretty cool to get going here in just about 3 hours from now. We'll have the first day game of the season on the opening day, right? That was opening night last night on Netflix. And did you enjoy the broadcast? And what did you think of the ABS on the first game? It was interesting there. Aaron Judge came to the plate, and one of the first pitches, I think it was the second pitch, was ruled a strike there, right, to Aaron Judge, but maybe it just missed to the inside. But Judge passed on challenging, and then just a couple of pitches later, it went the other way. And a pitch was called a strike there, and I think, or a ball. I'm trying to remember the sequence, but then it was basically Webb would have had a chance to challenge, and maybe he would have been right. But you only get so many challenges. You don't want to use it early there sometimes. So did you like having ABS? I think it's a great equalizer here for some of the teams. Heard one of the top stats last night and said, what did they say? That the Yankees, I don't know how they worded it, but basically get the best of the calls more than any other team for some reason. Probably because of this, they do get a lot of respect with George, and Soto's obviously got a dead eye when it comes to the strike zone, bullseye, if you will, or perfect. He's got a great eye, so maybe there's a little bit of that built into it. But I think it's a great equalizer this year for some teams, and let me know how you enjoyed it there in the game yesterday. Let's go to Major League Baseball, a guy who doesn't need to do too many strike zone challenges. Here, let me get these last plays. LALB, Purdue, Nebraska, Arizona, Illinois. Philly Eagle Flyers said 5-0. I'm out of here. Nuke, they get 2 challenges, and then you can just keep challenging as long as you're right. I love that. I think they should have that in the other leagues too. But yeah, some of the other sports, maybe it's different. But if you keep getting the strike call right in the challenge, you just keep getting your challenges over and over again. Hey, there's Steve today. Hi, Steve. Good to have you here. And let's see, Greg there. He took his plays in there as well. All right, here we go. Let's go to the major leagues today. And don't forget, I'm going to keep pumping it here. We'll have the Bases Loaded show here with Mike and Sharky in at noon Eastern and 9 Pacific. And we're going to probably go right up into that. I would imagine this show is going to take about 11:45. Here we go with our baseball coverage. I hope. There we go. All right, Pittsburgh Pirates going to take on the New York Mets. Paul Skeens taking on Freddie Peralta. Look, I think that's a pretty good signing by the Mets here. They definitely need some, decent pitchers out there to throw some innings and try to back up this offense a little bit. I know the Mets have some nice odds here if they're dropping quickly. A lot of people liking the Mets here right now. And look, they're actually favored in this game. Might be $1.15. I don't know if it's $1.20, but total here. I thought it was going to be a solid 6.5, but we've seen some sevens out here right now. We're seeing 7 over 25. The longer this goes right now, this total just keeps going up right now. There's no doubt that it opened here mostly around 6.5 over in a lot of books, and we're up to 7 over. There's been clearly a full half a run move to the over in this one. Um, maybe the conditions today have some, it's a pretty nice day out here apparently in New York today, mid to high 60s, and the wind is blowing out to dead center, 11 to 12 miles an hour. So maybe that's got to be it, right? Because you got Skeens here. We know he is, usually what happens is Skeens goes in there, right, throws five innings or so, does a great job, and then they pull him, and then the bullpen kind of gives it up, especially against good teams. I will say that I think Pittsburgh has an improved bullpen this year. They know they have to have an improved bullpen, and I'm going to give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, especially when the arms are fresh. The one thing about playing opening day baseball with aces and everything compared to, maybe some of the other times is it's like, okay, well, you do have some team, some guys are on the disabled list, not ready to go or whatever, but everything is ready to go, right? From the bullpens, it's all start from scratch. You're pretty much got everything perfect, ready to go. You're going to have your peak, perform or peak ability, right? If you can't do it in this game, when are you going to do it type of thing, right? So, yes, other times you'll have an advantage over the other team because they've been traveling or they've got injuries or whatever. But right here, you got your aces, you got your bullpen set up. There's no excuses. So maybe even for Pittsburgh here, they have enough in place to kind of belie being an underdog, I would think, here in this one. So, look, Skeens is going to be ready here. He's got an awesome matchup, no doubt. I say awesome. I don't know. Look, the Mets should have a top 2 or 3 lineup here with this team. Lindor, Soto, Bichette, Polanco, Robert, Beatty, Semien. This is a pretty good lineup here for the Mets. And for Freddie, he should have a pretty good matchup. I mean, Pittsburgh, they probably in the bottom, I don't know, bottom 3, 4 lineups this season. Cruz, Lowe, Lau, Reynolds, Ozuna, O'Hearn, Triolo, Horwitz. What do you think of that lineup? I mean, I've got to think that lineup right now for Pittsburgh. I wish they had a little bit more because I'm going to take them here in this game. I'm going to take the Pirates at even money. I'm going to take Skeens to handle these guys and maybe be able to get enough of a lead. And look, I like Peralta. Good signing here for the Mets. This is a type of pitcher I think they need. But you're still going up against Skeens here. And, is this going to be the last year for Skeens in Pittsburgh? I'd hope not. Hopefully Pittsburgh can get something going, but nothing indicates that they will this year. So let's see how you have it here on opening day with the Mets and Pittsburgh. Way to go. Way to start off the season here. Let's hear from you guys in the chat. Pittsburgh has won 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams coming into this one. They did meet here in a series back in June. Man, so Pittsburgh has won the last 4 meetings, and I guess 4 straight actually, but they wrapped up their season series before the All-Star break last year. So Pittsburgh swept a series at home against the Mets, outscoring them. Oh, do you remember that series? They outscored the Mets 30-4 in that series at home last June. Oh my. Mets have won those 6 of the last 7 games at home against Pittsburgh coming in. So let's see what you guys have. First up, game of the day. How exciting. Okay, here we go. And Jimmy says, yeah, you know what, Jim? Great call. I mean, I know you're being a little bit, I don't want to say flippant, but basically the Major League umpires didn't have testing standard or grading standards, right? Like they should have. And that's what Jim says. You got guys who constantly make bad calls. No problem with, I don't know, Joe West, I think he just got a little old there, but I don't know, I still like Joe West. Maybe I like the singing cowboy there, but, Angel Hernandez, Lance Diaz, and they didn't have performance standards. I think they kind of got it there at the end, right, when Angel kind of ended up, and he dug himself a hole there. But LAOB likes the Dodgers to repeat this year. Pirates for Bobby Mack here. Skeens for Nuke, right? I don't know, Nuke. It's you say that, but how many times? I don't know. It seemed like we got him a little bit sometimes on the road there against some good teams, just like this. But it just happens with the Pirates, right? Under 3.5 here. Greg, stop fawning over these Dodgers. All right. Mets will take the game late in the game there. They've done it before against Skeens, right? LALB on the Mets. And let's see, Pirates or Mets. Okay, Nine Legacy says the Mets are strong on opening day. Mets can't get it right every year. They end up, somewhere along the line, right? Probably because of ownership. They really put the money in the wrong places to me. Look, don't get me wrong. Great job, Soto. Love them getting all that money and everything. But, you got to kind of spend smartly in baseball nowadays. It almost feels like you want to bring Moneyball back a little bit. Maybe Moneyball is the way to go. Here, we're getting ready to bring the A's to Vegas eventually, and they will play here this year. They will play a series here this year in the Las Vegas ballpark, I believe. Nine Legacy says 40-something and 15. Oh, yeah, for sure. Philly Eagle Flyer, Nerfy. First 3 under, tied after 2. All right. Is that it for us here on the first preview? I'm taking the Pirates. I've got Skeens to deal. I think we're looking at 3-2 or something like that. I think the Bucks can pull it off here. I think against Freddie Peralta, I'm glad Freddie gets this opening start. But Skeens, they've got Pittsburgh has the advantage on the mound here to start. Okay, let's keep it going here. A lot of games. Next up, the Chicago White Sox on the road. Shane Smith going up against the Brewers, and Jacob Mizorowski here getting the first opening day start here for Miz in this one. How about that? And don't forget Shane Smith too. Got to give him some credit here with him getting the start. So 2 young pitchers here going in this game for Smith here. Let's see here. 5 straight years the White Sox have had a different starting pitcher. For Smith here, 25 years old, 3.81 ERA, 1.2 whip, 145 strikeouts, and 29 starts last year. I mean, look, that's not the numbers of an ace, but when you're the White Sox, I think that's pretty good here. So, I don't think he's going to get a ton of wins this year, but still a pretty good pitcher here to go for the White Sox. I think I'll say Smith is pretty good there. He finished pretty strong last year with several good starts there late in the season. Meanwhile, here for Jacob Mizorowski, we know he had that incredible start to his career and, did kind of give it up there a little bit. Maybe they were overusing him too a little bit. Ended up with a 4.36 ERA and 5-3 record, 3.62 FIP, 1.24 WHIP, 87 strikeouts in 66 innings over 15 appearances. And then in the postseason, though, he was back to being Miz, right? 1.5 ERA in 12 innings. So, he might be one of those playoff guys, if you know what I mean. In the Cactus League this spring, 7 1/3 innings, 3 runs, 3 walks, 12 strikeouts there in 2 appearances in spring training. So didn't get a lot of work, but was ready to go for the Brewers. So let's see what you think here in this one, as the White Sox are going to take on the Brewers here in an interleague game. Brewers about $1.75 total. Is it 8 under 15 actually there? Yeah, definitely 8 under 15. We're getting a little bit of new lineup news here right now. Let's see what it is. Oh, Jackson Churio is going to be out to start the season here with a hand injury, so they'll be missing their outfielder there, Churio. Let's see here. For Smith, facing a Milwaukee lineup. Look, this Milwaukee lineup to me got to be at least a top. It's a top 10 for sure, maybe even close to the top 5. Without Churio, it's going to affect them. I don't know what they'll do in the leadoff spot here. Maybe we can take a peek. Did we get any lineups in yet? I don't think we've gotten any lineups in just yet. But we can speculate, I think, here on this. Oh, we did. Okay. Let me do it real quick here in this one. White Sox, Medroth, Montgomery, Vargas, Benintendi, Hayes, Murakami, Pereira, Cuero, and Acuna for the White Sox. Also, we did get the lineups for Pittsburgh: Cruz, Lau, Reynolds, Ozuna, O'Hearn, Triolo, Horwitz, Gonzalez, and Davis. I think we read that one off. The Mets lineup, though, Lindor, Soto, Bichette, Polanco, Robert, Beatty, Semien, Bengay, and Alvarez. So I think those are the only ones we have so far. Oh, we got a few others. We'll give them a few minutes here. Maybe some others will come in as well. So do have that for the Brewers here expected. So now without Churio, there'll be, it looks like here, maybe Frelick, Terang, Contreras, Yelich, Bond, Bowers, Mitchell, Renifo, and Ortiz for the Brujas in this one. So let's see here what you guys have in this one with Chicago and Milwaukee. The White Sox have lost 8 of their last 9 games against the Milwaukee Brewers. White Sox were, obviously pretty bad there. Brewers ended with kind of a thump for sure. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Last year's series here was 2-1. Let's see here. Last year's series, I think 2-1 in favor of the Brewers last year, played in the South Side. So they're playing in Milwaukee this year. Let's see what you've got. Let's go to the chat. Philly Eagle Flyer likes the over here. 9 Legacy Brewers on the run line. Robert here, White Sox, first 5. Fernando's here for baseball season. Hello, Fernando. All right. Yeah, I'm going to take a run line here with the Brewers to open the season right now. I'll take Milwaukee. Like I said, I don't know if I'm not going to go pounding run lines, but on opening day, teams with an advantage, I think, should have a distinct advantage. And right now, I think the Brewers are going to be minus 1.5 at probably plus $1.10 or $1.20. So I'm going to take the Brewers here on the run line, and maybe it'll be my only run line, okay, today. Fernando's going to do it as well. Brewers on the run line. The Washington Nationals are going to take on the Chicago Cubs here. And, got another big favorite here. Maybe I spoke too soon. But you got a matchup here, Cade Cavalli. Look, you got to like what you see from Cade Cavalli, no matter how you look at it here for the Nationals. Now, look, this is one of the worst teams in the league for sure coming in. The offense might not be as bad as you think. I don't think they're bottom 5. They're bottom 10 probably, but they've got some chances here with let's see what that lineup looks like. You got James Wood, of course, in there. C.J. Abrams, Jacob Young, Dalen Lyle as well, Chaparro, Luis Gonzalez, Kelbert Ruiz in there. Brady House and Nunez. So some names you might not be familiar with, but definitely an offense that is, to me, not a bottom five offense. For the Cubs here, though, Bush, Horner, Happ, Bregman, PCA, who just signed a big contract again, or signed a big contract for PCA. Carson Kelly in there, Ballesteros, Swanson, and Conforto. For the Cubs here in this one. By the way, we're in Chicago, so we got to check on it here. 17% chance of rain, wind 14 miles an hour from left to right here right now. So you see that total there might be higher than that. Hold on. Starting to see a little bit of 7.5s out there, but 7 over 20 does seem right right now. See what we have in this one. See what you guys have in this one between Washington and Chicago. Chicago's won 11 of the last 15 meetings between the two teams coming in. 4 of the last 6 games here in Wrigley have gone under when these two teams have played. 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone under as well. These two teams, of course, met, let's see here, in September. A 3-game set in Chicago here was won 2 games by Washington late in the season there. So they've had their share of success against the Cubs of late. In fact, the Washington Nationals have won 3 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams overall. But look, like I said, I think Cavalli here is a guy that you can look to in the future. I don't want to get too excited with him right now, but I think there's optimism here for a guy like Cavalli here. Look, he was terrific in spring training and tossed 5 innings with 3 hits and no walks and 1 strikeout against the Mets in his final Grapefruit League game. He had 4 starts, 14 innings, 1 run, none earned, 4 hits, 1 walk, hit 2 batters, and 9 strikeouts. So doesn't strike out a lot, but those are really great numbers in spring training anyway. Mackenzie Gore was traded, so someone had to start the game, right? Cavalli last year, 10 starts, 3.93 xFIP, 7.4 Ks per 9, 54.8% ground ball rate. So he's probably about a top 75 pitcher coming into the season right now. And I like what I see here in Cade Cavalli. And I think up here against a guy like Matt Boyd, we could see some pitching here. I don't know, that wind is kind of blowing, but for Boyd here, gets the start on opening day. Boyd, the all-star, 14-8, 3.21 ERA, 3.65 FIP, 109 WHIP, 154 strikeouts, and 179 innings and 31 starts. So had another big year here, getting those strikeouts. And this will be his 3rd career opening day start. He, of course, started with Detroit Tigers before on opening day several years ago, actually. And he did pitch 1 game for Team USA as well against Mexico. Did give up 3 runs on 5 hits in 2 1/3 innings. But, he knows how to mix it up. He knows how to keep batters off balance, and not going to get a lot of strikeouts. But you got to think that Boyd here and this lineup, I don't know. We'll see what the Cubs can do with that great lineup they have here. But I don't know. I think they got a decent option here in Cavalli today. What do you guys think? Let's go to the chat here on opening day and see what you guys think in this one. Here we go. And it's going to be Roberts on the Nationals on the run line here, and 9 Legacy says just take them on the money line. Nationals on the run line plus 1.5, minus 125, and I think I'm going to do it. I agree with Robert. I'm going to try the Nationals here on the run line in this one. Give me the plus 1.5, minus 125 here. In this one, Boyd's pretty darn good, but like I said, I think they got a matchup here with Cavalli that can do some good things. And like I said, I don't think this Nationals lineup is bottom of the barrel necessarily. Now, Cubs certainly you got to pick them in there probably Well, this lineup today, I don't know. I mean, there's something's amiss in this lineup here. I think if I had to look at it objectively, um, probably right now when you get into look, you got Ballesteros in there as a the possible DH in this one. You know, you're going to have to back Conforto in there at the bottom of the lineup right now. At least that's what they anticipate. So I've got some questions here a little bit with the Cubs all the way through at this time. Not long term. I'm sure they'll be fine this year, and they'll have a fine year. Okay, not much from you guys there, so I'll just keep it moving. Let's see. 9 Legacy Nationals. Okay, yeah, I'll just keep it moving here. Thought we had one more in there. No. Twins taking on the O's here. We've got Governor Joe Ryan going up against Trevor Rogers. Two good pitchers for sure. Getting going in this one with the Twins here. They are an underdog to the Orioles here. Orioles $1.40 right now. And the total here is 8. These two teams had wrapped up their season series by May last year, and the Twins actually had the upper hand. They swept a series at Baltimore last May to kind of hold a little bit of dominance there, it feels like, in this series between the two teams. Minnesota has won 6 straight, actually, against Baltimore. Last year, Baltimore here has gone over in 4 of the last 6 games when playing at home against Minnesota. In those games last year, though, they were outscored in the series at Baltimore 18-9, so they doubled up on them in that one. For the Twins here, and Joe Ryan, look at a high-quality starter here. You're facing, feels like what's a middle-of-the-road lineup to me right now. Ryan got the bid here to start. He went 13-10 last year with a 3.42 ERA, which was a career low, 3.74 FIP, 103 whip, 193 strikeouts in 31 games, 171 innings. Now, he did have some back tightness during spring training, but apparently all systems are go. You know, Ryan gets a lot of swing and misses up there, 27.6% strikeout rate in his career. And, you know, when he's healthy, he's pretty darn good here. He's probably a top 25 pitcher in the league when he's healthy here. And I'm going to say he's starting healthy here, despite those that talk about his discomfort in spring training. For Trevor Rogers here, high expectations and not a bad matchup. You know, Minnesota probably a bottom 10 lineup, just somewhere right in there, maybe not quite bottom 10, but in the lower half, I would say, coming in. Rogers here takes the hill as the starter, the left-hander here. Came over, obviously, a couple years ago to Baltimore, and let's see here. Last year, pretty good numbers for sure. 9-3, 1.81 ERA, 0.9 WHIP, 103 innings, 18 starts. So we'll see if we can get that type of production here from him. And let's see what you got here in this one with Minnesota and Baltimore and the lineups here. I think we do have the actual Minnesota lineup. Let me go to that. Okay, yep. Martine, Buxton, Keishall, Jeppers, Wallner, Bell, Caratini, Lewis, and Brooks Lee in there for Minnesota. That will be the actual lineup here. Baltimore, we're not sure yet. Gunnar, Adley, Alonso in there, Ward, Basallo, O'Neill, Mayo, Cowser, and Alexander here for Baltimore in this one. Look, $1.40. I don't think that's awful here at this point for a Baltimore team at home with a left-hander going. That might be the way I'd look, but let's see. I'll go to see what you guys have in this one. Maybe the total is a better spot for me here. And I'm going to go under, actually, in the game between Minnesota and Baltimore. I will say this. I don't think, although um, I have not bet any overs yet. I think I will have a couple. So far on opening day, I do not have an over where I'm like, I'm going over for sure. I'm either taking the side or going under. I don't think I've looked at the over in any game, but there are a couple games where I'm kind of leaving it open here. But I have mostly unders, believe it or not, on opening day here. Let's go to the chat in this one. I think Robert might be on the over here. He's on the Orioles as well. Big Crypto likes Minnesota to beat the Baltimore Orioles today. Thank you, Big Crypto. How are we looking today, Big Crypto? Crypto. I'm losing here. Man, let me see. What's my year to date in crypto? Oh, only a dime. I've only dropped a dime so far in crypto, and I don't even have that much. That's how bad it's been. Okay, there we go. Flea Mathis is here. Trevor Davis, Baltimore on the money line. Trevor, thank you for all of your support of me here on the Sports Money Network. I really appreciate you. Let's see here. Tyler O'Neill's got that streak going of opening day home runs. Why wouldn't you take it again right now? I think it's built into the line. Twins money line here for Fernando. We're going to keep it moving here once the comments slow down there. So let's go to this one. Division matchup. Angels and Astros. Good matchup with Soriano and Brown. I mean, let's give Soriano a little bit of credit. I don't know what we could do about this Angels team. They want to change the city of Anaheim has said, when we go to renew our lease, we want you to change your name to back to the Anaheim Angels, or we might not give you a lease. Okay, whatever. All you got to do in the city is dangle the money in their face, and they'll back down from that. But they said, we don't want to be LA anymore. They've already been the Anaheim Angels of Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Remember that? That was a dumb idea. But I would rather be that. You know what? How about the Southern California Angels? They were the California Angels for many years there, but now LA Angels, maybe back to Anaheim Angels. All right, here we go. Soriano going up against Brown here in this one. Look, the Angels had to get some pitching. I guess they could do worse than going with Soriano here in the opener. For Soriano, look, I think the one thing here, he's going up, I think, against a bottom five lineup here in Houston. I have a lot of questions about this lineup so far. Here we go today. Pena, let me rattle this off. It's not official yet, but Pena, Alvarez, Correa, Walker, Altuve, Myers, Diaz, Loperfido, and Cam Smith. Good names, but is that group really on kind of the downslide, the downswing a little bit? They'll have to prove it to me right now. I rate them as a below par lineup, if not kind of low here right now. So I think that Soriano can have a decent outing here against Houston. Now we know we're going up against Hunter Brown, and not much you can say about, there's a lot you can say about Hunter Brown, but you're not going to criticize him here. And if you want to make fun of this Houston lineup like I am, calling them bottom five, I don't know if there's a lot of people calling them bottom five, but that's what I think right now. Don't worry, because the Angels are the worst. They're the next right at the bottom, whatever, 29 or 30, 28, whatever you want to call them. Nato, Trout, Schownell, Soler, Moncada, Joe Adell is in the lineup. Is he in or is he out? What's going on with Joe Adell? Lau, O'Hop, and Frazier. So I think it's a problem here for the Angels today. They're probably going to have a pretty rough time, I would imagine, in this one. I think the Astros will probably cover. This will be a run line play, I think, for me today for the Houston Astros. I think I'd rather take I'm going to take a couple run lines here, I think, today, and I'm going to take the Astros to get this one on the run line at -1.5, a plus 105 here or so today. I'll try it here. I think Brown will probably have a pretty strong outing here against the Angels today. You look at this matchup between the two teams, and the Astros have won 14 of the last 20 games between the two teams overall. 6 of the last 7 games between these two teams have gone under. And these two teams did meet last in a 3-game series last September in Anaheim, and it was Houston winning the series 2-1. So let's see what you have here with this group. What can you say about Hunter Brown, though? Really ready to go here. Looking to have a big season after that breakout campaign last year. Look, one of the best starters in baseball. 12-9, didn't get that run support, of course. 2.43 ERA, 103 WHIP, 206 strikeouts on the year. There, 28.3% strikeout rate, 7.8% walk rate, still great. 82% strand rate as well. So, may have some regression in the ERA, but I would think Brown here, he's continued to improve in all 3 of his seasons, and he's very durable as well. You'd love to have him for sure. So, all right, let's see what we got in the chat, and we'll get the picks from you guys. And let's see here. Maybe Cash Kane is going under here in this one. Trevor likes the under as well. 9 Legacy says Twins money line, Rays money line. There's Bobby Mack. He likes the Angels here on the run line. 9 Legacy, Angels money line. Bobby Mack says under in the first 5. Under 4, first 5. And Fernando, Astros team total over there from the Raiders' future quarterback. All right, yep, and I'll take the run line here in this one. So let's keep it moving here right now. Next up is going to be, Padre time. Well, do I just take the Tigers here as an emotional hedge? Just figure, though, well, I mean, look, I mean, it's not like I'm doing that. I mean, come on, you're going against Scooble here. Look, I don't mind what the Padres are doing with this lineup this year. I mean, they're going to, throw out there a pretty good lineup, but against Scooble, I don't see much of an advantage here. Maybe if anything, the right-handed bats have a little bit better here, but for Cronenworth, Tatis, Merrill, Machado, Bogarts, Gavin Sheets, Ramon Laureano, Miguel Andujar, Freddie Fermin. I don't mind the Padres lineup this season. That's what they're going with here. But up against here, this Detroit lineup, look, I think it's a good matchup actually for Pivetta. I think we could see a pitcher's duel here. Pivetta could have a pretty good outing, I think. He's going to have definitely some advantages here against guys like Kerry Carpenter, like Colt Keith, Riley Green as well. I think it's a good matchup for him against those guys. So be worried about Kleber. Kleber could probably get to him. Torkelson might be able to get to him a little bit here from the other side of the plate, but I want to give the Padres a chance here, but I think the price is just too good to pass up with Detroit and Tariq Skubal on opening day at $1.40 or so. Total is 7 flat in this one. So, look, maybe I'm just saying, hey, at least I'll just take the Tigers, and if they lose, the Padres will win. But, man, it's hard to go against Tariq Skubal in this one. These two teams series last year was at Detroit. It was in April, early April, mid to late April. Tigers won 2 of 3 last year between the two teams, outscoring the Padres in that series 12-6. Shut out the Padres last year in the final game of the series as Reese Olson shut down the Padres in that one. All right, we'll go to the chat and see what you guys have with the Padres taking on Detroit here today. Detroit has gone just 2-5 in their last 7 games in San Diego. 5 of those games 5 of the last 7 games have gone under, including last year's games between the two teams. Let's go to the chat here, though, in this one, see what you have. Tigers money line here for Robert. He's got the under as well. 9 legacy will take the Padres here. I can't do it. I've got to take Detroit in this one at $1.40. Give me the Tigers over my Padres here. Look, I'm going to, to me, the Padres are a top 10 lineup, maybe top 10, right around there, 10, 9, 10, 11, I think right about there. Detroit, they've got work to do. This lineup is not necessarily bottom 10, but I think this lineup is in the bottom half right now. With Carpenter, Torres, Keith, Green, Torkelson, McGonigal, Dingler, and Meadows and Javi Baez. So I'm going to go ahead and take them, though, here in this one over the Padres today. Okay, and I think, look, Padres should have one of the better bullpens this season. Again, that's probably one of their, specialties, no doubt, is that bullpen. And, pretty much was elite. And they can be very strong at home when the bullpen is healthy and going. So we'll see. I think both teams kind of will trend heavily early. And, the Padres pitching, I think, is pretty good. But you're going against Skubal, so I'm going to go with Skubal here to start. Maybe it's square, but like I said, the one thing about going, favorites on opening day, if you will, like I said, everything pretty much for the teams is set up perfectly. You're not juggling a bullpen. Everything is almost on a reset, right? You're like, this is our number one lineup, and that's what we've got. Next up, good pitching matchup here with Garrett Crochet going up against Andrew Awesome Abbott in this one. And you got Crochet a favorite here. I think it's gone up. Is it $1.30 or is it higher here? Yeah, what's that $1.30 doing? Oh, this is just a typo, that's all. Sorry about that. About $1.50. The total is more like 8. Maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe it shouldn't be 8. In fact, it's 8 over 15. I don't know about that. I don't know if it should be over here with these two. Now, could be, look, you got some, the Red Sox in particular, I think they're probably a top 10 to top 15 offense, maybe right in the middle there somewhere, 11, 12, 13 or so with Roman Anthony. But look, some of these guys are going to have a tough matchup, I think, against Abbott. I think Anthony's got a tough matchup. Duran's got a tough matchup. Wilyer Abreu, tough matchup. Other guys in the lineup, Trevor Story, Contreras in there, Chad Durbin. So for the Red Sox, they'll have the, better sticks in there, it feels like. For Crochet here, look, I don't know. It's not kind of a neutral matchup to me, but, Cincinnati probably a bottom 5 lineup here with Friedel, McLean, De La Cruz, Stewart, Suarez, and Stevenson, Benson, Marte, and Hayes. Coming into this one. So let's see what you got, though. Man, Garrett Crochet going to be, Cy Young candidate here for sure. Right now, coming off a great year last year, 2.59 ERA, 2.89 FIP, 103 WHIP, 205 innings, 32 starts, set career highs in innings and strikeouts, and of course, dominated the postseason in that game against the Yankees, striking out 11. Remember? So, at home, he does kind of give up the long ball a little bit because that's just the way he goes, but he can always work around that. Still held opponents to a .216 batting average and a 37% hard hit rate. So, man, Garrett Crochet ready to go. For Abbott, though, Hunter Green probably would have got the start, but Hunter Green injured here with that elbow, unfortunately, right now. So you got Abbott, still great year, 2.87 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, 149 Ks, and 29 starts last season. So pretty good, with some real success. And, I think Abbott's probably a top 50 starter here to start the season right now. For the Reds here, they have gone under in 7 of their last 8 games against Boston at home here. And also, 14 of the last 20 games against Boston have gone under. The series last year was in Boston, and it was, let's see, I think it went 2-1 there. I know the Reds won the last one here. I was trying to see if we saw these guys face off against one another. I didn't have that in my notes here, but let me see what you guys have here right now. In this one, Boston and the Reds. Robert's on the Reds on the run line. That's it from the chat here. This might be a tough one here with these two. Look, Crochet $1.50 here on the road. And, I don't know if I want to lay too many 150s on the show, but man, Crochet here against, got a couple lefties in here today. I'm going to have to try Boston, I think, in this one as a favorite right now. Yeah, give me I'm committed. Give me Boston here, $1.50. I'm going to just take it this time, and we'll work around that. Next up, you got the Rangers going up against the Phillies. Great opening day pitching matchup here as well with Nathan Eovaldi going up against Christopher Sanchez. Wow. Sanchez about $1.55 here. Total 8 over at minus 115. Sanchez here ready to go this season. Ready for a big year, I'm sure, for Sanchez. And you're going up here against probably a top 20 lineup or so for the Rangers. Nimmo, Langford, Seager, Berger, also in there, and Josh Smith, don't forget, Jung, Peterson, Carter, and Jansen. But Sanchez, with those numbers from last year, he just signed a big deal too last week. 6-year extension, $107 million. So that'll take him all the way through 2032. Great news for the Phillies there. He's only making was only going to make $3.5 million this year, but with the extension, that would be nice. Here, Phillies could also get an extra year with a club option in 2033. Hope we're still around. And great rotation the Phillies are going to have this year. What can you say between Sanchez, Nola, Luzardo, bigger Painter, maybe Taijuan Walker in there, but for Sanchez here, MVP finalist, Cy Young runner-up, 2.55 FIP, 9.45 strikeouts per 9, 2 walks per 9, 58% ground ball rate. So you got to think Sanchez likely to be a top 10 top 5 starter in the league here, it feels like right now. Eovaldi's solid here, but man, he's going up against a top 5 lineup for sure in Philadelphia, if not even better than that. Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Baum, Stout, Garcia, Marsh, Real Muto, and Crawford. Man, that seems like one of the best lineups in the league for sure this year. Eovaldi here. Gets this opening day start. It's his 3rd straight opening day start right now. 1.73 ERA, 22 starts last year. Great year here. Almost 9 Ks per 9, and 0.69 home runs per 9, 50% ground ball rate. So even here at 36 years old, he's pretty darn good. Top 40 pitcher in the league coming in, Nathan Eovaldi here in this one, and maybe he's getting a pretty good price here. But I think with these 2 starters and these lineups here, I'm probably just going to take the under here in this one. Between Texas and Philadelphia. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the 2 teams have gone under. Philadelphia has defeated Texas in 6 straight meetings here right now. They met last August for a series in Texas, and Philly swept it, outscoring them 16-6 last year. So I'm going to go ahead, though, and go under in this one with the Phillies and the Rangers today. Give me the under. In that one, that's at 4:15 Eastern, 1:15 Pacific. Let's see what you have in the chat with this one, and it's going to be Rangers here for Bobby McCormick. Hey, there's AOD in the chat. Oh man, hey AOD, how about this? New, could AOD and I have something in common here very, very soon, as it emerged yesterday that uh, uh, the owner of the Detroit uh, Pistons is the leading candidate now, or one of them, but I believe the offer is going to be pretty solid. Could the owner of the Detroit Pistons be buying the San Diego Padres here? I mean, it just emerged yesterday that Tom Gores, he's a private equity guy, uh, owns the Pistons here. He tried to buy the Tigers at one point in a life, whenever that was. When was it? 10, 15? When were they for sale there? A few years ago. And look, the Padres are going to cost $3.5 billion. They have $300 million of debt, of course, paying all those salaries, but Tom Gores here sounds like he's passed Joe LaCoba up as the leading candidate here to buy the Padres. He already owns 27% of the Chargers, so you can see the correlation. Even though he owns the Pistons, he does work out of Southern California with his private equity firm. And I don't know. I think I want this guy to own the Padres here, Tom Gores. So I hope that gets done. I want that now. At first, I was like, I thought, I liked the LaCobe party. There are 4 groups looking to buy the Padres, but I like this one, man. Let me get this owner in here, Tom Gores, to buy the Padres. All right, I'll take here in this one, Rangers and Phillies. I'm going under. Next up, the Rays and the Cardinals, another 4:15 game here, 3:15 Central, 1:15 Pacific time, with Rasmussen on the mound here for the Rays. So they're going to be favored with Rasmussen here going up against Liberatore. For Rasmussen, he'll be facing what I think will be the bottom lineup in Major League Baseball to start the season. We'll have to see improvement for sure. Weatherholt, Wynn, Burleson, Herrera, Gorman, Walker, Church, Pajes, and Scott. A pretty good situation here for Rasmussen. I think he'll have a pretty good situation that kind of belies the $1.20 price. I'm going to take the Rays in this one. I guess I could go a little bit further here, not just jump to conclusions. But look, the Rays don't exactly have a killer lineup in there. They're probably in the bottom 10 coming into this one. We've got Yandy Diaz, Aranda, Mullins, Caminero, Fraley, Palacios, Fortes, Simpson, and Williams. So a little bit of revamping there with the Rays, a little bit, but they still have their stud in the middle of the lineup as well. These 2 teams met last year in Tampa. Tampa won the series 2 games to 1. They're outscoring them in the series 21-15 last year. So, look, Drew Rasmussen, pretty solid option here for sure. Yeah, he kind of faded there a little bit down the stretch in September, but the Rays here eventually getting their new ballpark. But here in St. Louis, a big-time opening day. We know it's always a big deal, so you got to give them a little bit of a chance here. Liberatore, across 151 innings in 2005, Liberatore was 8-12 with a 4.21 ERA, 1.31 WHIP, 122 strikeouts. So not great numbers, but he's going to get the start here on opening day. Was very strong in spring training, 15 innings, 1.8 ERA, 0.8 WHIP, 19 strikeouts, and 2 walks. So 19% career strikeout rate, but he did strike out 34% of the batters. We'll see. That's spring training. That'll regress, but that is a big jump for sure. If he could come anywhere close to, over 20%, that would be a nice jump for Liberatore. So if he can boost that strikeout rate and get into the low 20s, I think that will up his stock, obviously, but I think that's been kind of his one problem. So that is pretty impressive that he was striking out 34%. in spring training. We'll see if it was just a little bit of a fluke. Obviously didn't have a lot of innings in there, but it had enough. And in this one, I'm going to take Tampa, though, on the road, minus $1.20 here. See if the chat has anything in this one. We've got Robert's on the Rays, and Trevor likes the over in this one. All right, we're getting to the night games now. Just 2 games at night on the night card here. And we got the Diamondbacks taking on the Dodgers here with good old Zach Gallen on the mound. Oh, boy, look out. Zach Gallen against the Dodgers. This sounds like a recipe for disaster for Zach Gallen, but let's see what you think here in this one. For the Dodgers, look, I don't want to say the Dodgers are the best lineup in the league. They're not. I mean, maybe I'm, not a Dodger fan or something, but we'll see what lineup they end up throwing in here against Gallen, of course. Let me see what the tentatively scheduled. I guess they could, almost mix and match. They got such depth, but Ohtani, Tucker, Betts, Freeman, Smith, Hernandez, Muncy, Pajes, and Rojas. That sounds like the right lineup right there. But again, they rely more on their pitching, I think. I'm going to say this is a top 10 lineup. I don't think it's top 5 or anything right now, especially in this matchup. Now, look, Will Smith probably can have a pretty good game against Gallen. Mookie Betts could probably rock Gallen. Teoscar can rock Gallen. Yamamoto here goes up against an Arizona lineup that's probably in the middle, maybe the top half of the teams. But look, he can have a dominant matchup over guys like Carroll and Perdomo and Marte and Smith here. A pretty good matchup for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And look, saw him there, World Baseball Classic there, but I don't think he pitched after the quarterfinals, right? Pitched against Chinese Taipei, 2 2/3 innings there. And last year, the All-Star, 12-8, 2.49 ERA, 1.0 WHIP, and 200 strikeouts and 173 innings and 30 starts. Kept going in the postseason as well, dominant in the postseason there. So top 5 pitcher probably in the league coming in. Should be dominant here in this game as well, going up against Zach Gallen. For Gallen here, obviously got, sitting on his money here a little bit, but 4th career opening day start for Gallen. And I think he's probably the obvious choice after re-signing here in the offseason. Merrill Kelly's got a back injury again, and we'll see. But for Gallen here, the 30-year-old, 4.83 ERA, 4.5 FIP last year, 33 starts. So probably his worst season, right? But in the spring training, 4 shutout innings, walked none, struck out 5, and limited action there, just ready to go here in the season. Big number here for the Dodgers. Big number here. And I'll just take the Dodgers on the run line to rock Zach Gallen. They better. See what you got here. I took a couple run lines today. I probably, might pay the price, but here's Cash Kane, Dodgers run line in the over. Robert's on the Dodgers run line too. So, all right, I don't mind here, I guess, taking this run line to start the season with Big Bad Blue here. And let's see, they met in a series last June. Dodgers grabbed a couple of games there at Arizona. In the series overall, 4 of the last 5 meetings between the 2 teams here in Dodger Stadium have gone under. And I'll go ahead and take Dodgers run line. Okay, one more game and we're moving along here. Guardians and Mariners here. Hey, pretty good matchup. You got Tanner Bybee and Logan Gilbert here in Seattle. And let's see what you got. Tanner Bybee going up against this Seattle lineup, and pretty strong here coming in. Top 5 lineup for sure, I would think, in the league here. For Bybee, his first career opening day start, went 12-11 last year with a 4.24 ERA, so definitely was on the decline a little bit, or at least regressed. 1.23 WHIP, 162 Ks here at a 3-1 strikeout to walk ratio, and 182 innings, 31 starts. So look, it definitely was a down year for him a little bit. Lowest strikeout rate, lowest uh, K per walk rate as well. So we'll see. He did finish strong in the final month of the season last year. He's going up here against Logan Gilbert, who's facing a lineup here that's probably a bottom 10 for sure, maybe even bottom 5 in the Cleveland Guardians. Quan Valera is already ruled out right now, so they were expecting Valera to be a contributor there, but he's going to start the season on the injured list with a calf injury. Ramirez, Benzardo, Lauder, Arias, Capus, Naylor, and Rocchio here. So who's going to be in that slot there in the outfield in this game? I guess it's going to be well, you probably have to put Rhys Hoskins in there at DH is what it looks like here right now. And then that's all you'll do. And then you'll keep those same guys in the outfield here in this one. So let's see what you got here. I think I'm going to end up taking another run line here just with Seattle today at $1.85. I think I'll end up with 3 run line plays. I am looking hard at this total for sure, but I think I'm going to just end up on the run line here with the Mariners to start it off. Okay, let's see what you guys have here in this one with Cleveland and Seattle. And look, we'll get more data points here. We won't belabor just talking about how good these starters are, and we'll see who starts out hot and everything. Seattle has lost 4 of their last 6 to Cleveland overall. Obviously, last year, let's see what they had. They had a meeting there in August. Cleveland won 2 of 3 at home against Seattle. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. I'm just going to take Seattle on the run line here. Jordy said Ohtani to home run today. 9 legacy Dodgers run line, Guardians money line. And Terrell says Arizona money line just because, well, you know what, Terrell, it's funny because
critical notice.
I used to be a fan of Dave Roberts, but somewhere along the line, I'm not anymore. Dave Roberts is from San Diego, obviously. He went to Bonita Vista High and, was a high school quarterback. I'm so old, I remember that. But somewhere along the line, he got a little cocky and arrogant. That's what happened. I mean, if I was the manager of the Dodgers, I'd be probably a big dick. But all right. That's it for baseball. Thanks, everybody. Good job. We got to keep it moving, man. We've only got 40 minutes before the guys are going to come in here and talk baseball with you guys today on this whole card. They're going to preview it here and before the games get started. So let me go to the NBA real quick. Maybe the rest of the show is going to be pretty quick, actually. We won't hammer those hockey games too hard here. We'll cover them all, though. Sacramento is going to be taking on the Orlando Magic in this one. And, look at the Magic here, 15. And we're in the tankathon already here in this one with Sacramento here on the road taking on the Magic. Look, we're still in that situation here with these teams in the Eastern Conference, and they're battling it out here, these final teams. The Magic are actually in 10th place, but they're tied with the Hornets. They've lost 6 in a row right now, but the Hornets have won 4 in a row, so we said they'd eventually pass them, and they have. For the Magic, though, they still could work out of it. Like I said, I'll do it one more time here in case you haven't heard it. I know everybody's getting tired of it, but number 7 seeds have always made after the play-in, right? Number 7 seeds are 10-0. They go into the main playoff field every time. This will be the 6th year of the play-in tournament, so they've had it 5 times there, right? So basically 10-0 are the number 7 seeds. The number 8 seeds are 7-3 to make it to the next round. 7-3 are the number 8 seeds. The number 9 seeds are 3-7. to make it to the next round, 3-7. And the number 10 seeds are 1 and 9 to make it to the next round. That's where the Magic are currently right now. And they're big favorites here. I imagine they'll blow them out. Look, this is another one where, like I said, on these games this season right now, I'm interested in a lot of overs here late, even for a team like Sacramento. I imagine this is going to be a blowout. It might even be it might be 230 to 200, 130 to 100 or something like that here today. I'm probably going to take the over in this one with Sacramento and Houston to get us started here, and it's Sacramento and Orlando to get us started here anyway. Orlando's gone over in 8 of their last 10. The series gone over in 10 of their last 13. Magic in trouble here. They've lost 6 in a row. They're not going out. They're in. I mean, we already know. Like I said, we know the 10 teams that are in the playoffs and play-in. There is not going to be any change. There could be change in the order, but none of the teams that are in 11th place or later, unless you've got, would be one of the most incredible comebacks ever, and then they'll still be the 10 seed and lose. We know the teams that are in. Okay, and then Orlando's one of them. I think they can blow them out here, but I'm going to take the over just in case with the Kings. The Kings have actually won games of late, and the Orlando Magic haven't. The Kings beat Brooklyn and Utah. So give me the over, though, here in this one at 230 here with this one. Maybe 230.5. I'm going over here to get the show started. And next up, let me get your plays here. Sorry about that. Let's see if you guys have anything here in basketball. R. Tom's on the Magic. Robert's on the over. Steve's on the over as well. Terrell says all the games started the same time today. Great idea, NBA. And Terrell says Sacramento over on their team total. Next up, Pelicans and Pistons here. You have Pistons favored by. That's down to 4 right now. The money's been coming in on the Pelicans all night. What's going on with that? Why is that? I think the Pistons still have motivation here, right? And yes, no Cade Cunningham. Yes, the Pistons, coming in here. Obviously, a New Orleans team that's been hot. The Pistons did play last night against Atlanta in that overtime game. That's okay. That's got to be part of it too. After that wild overtime game yesterday, don't forget. It was wild, that's for sure. Like I said, Atlanta, had the big lead in that game. They led by 18 at halftime. Pistons come all the way back, force overtime. They still couldn't get it done. 130 to 129. Pistons actually were favored in the game by a couple of points, but see what you got here in this one with Detroit hosting New Orleans here. Pistons are 4-1 straight up in their last 5, 6-2 straight up in their last 8 games at home. 7 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone under here. New Orleans is 9-1 ATS in their last 10 games. They've been a good cover. They've also beaten Detroit in 7 of the last 10. New Orleans has gone under in 6 of their last 7, but they're just 1-5 in their last 6 on the road. Like I said, I still think you have a motivated Detroit team here. They're 4 games ahead of the Celtics. I think they're probably clear of it, but, maybe they could take it easy here a little bit, but they probably will hang on with right now 10 games to go. But these are games you should win and have to win because the Celtics are coming and the Knicks are right there too. You got 2 teams kind of chasing you. You can't afford any kind of mediocre losing streak because either of those 2 teams. Remember, Knicks have won 7 in a row. They could, they're already on the Celtics' heels, and if the Pistons were to split the last, if the Knicks go on some mad streak here with not, 8 or 9 more wins, and the Pistons, have a downturn here and struggle, they could blow it here and not, you don't want to. I mean, you want to get Cade back, just get him healthy, get to the playoffs. The pressure is going to be on Detroit because they've really never, had that playoff success. So, or you could look at it the other way. They could be a little bit loose too. But I'm going to try Detroit here. I think I can't pass the discount here. As good as New Orleans has been, they're officially a tankathon team, but they played well. They've actually lost, though, here to two good teams in their last two games, Cleveland and New York. They did cover against the Knicks on the road. Here, very similar situation. They were getting 8.5, and they lost by 5. In that one, Detroit, meanwhile, coming in off that loss yesterday to Atlanta, was on a hot streak before that. They were on a winning streak. So for Detroit here, just 28-33 against the spread as a favorite, but I'm going to take them here to lay. They're down to 4. I'm laying 4 with Detroit. I'll take my chance. New Orleans done a nice job. Give them. I don't know if I want to give them credit, though. Actually, New Orleans does seem like the type of team that it's like, sure, now you play well, right? I have more respect. Well, I don't want to say I have respect for the tanking teams, but for a team like New Orleans, that we were, even last year, right? We're expecting this team to start sometime to get going. They never have. So I don't know if I think I might respect them less if they get hot at the end of the season. I'd rather teams tank. All right, here comes some plays from you guys in this one, though. Nine Legacy says Kings on the spread, Pelicans on the spread, Knicks on the spread. Terrell says New Orleans and over, though. Robert's on the over, R. Tom's on the over. Jordy says, give me the Pelicans money line and take Duran for 20 points to pump it up. And Steve says Detroit and the under here in this one. I'm taking Detroit in this one. One more, and then we're going to roll with hockey over the last 30 minutes. We're going to lead right into the game with the guys bases loaded. Coming up at the top of the hour, the guys are going to preview the baseball card today, and that's going to be awesome with 11 games, Mikey and Sharky coming up. All right, here we go. Knicks and Hornets here in this one. And, oh, man, what a nice game here. Like I said, you got the Knicks trying to chase down the Pistons here. The Hornets have moved into 9th place. They're just a half a game behind the Heat. Like I said, you stick to those numbers, right? The Hornets, if they that 8-9 a little bit, Sixers are 1.5 games ahead of them, by the way. And it's still, you got the Hawks in 5th, followed by the Raptors, just a half a game back in 6th, followed by the Sixers, just a half a game behind the Raptors in 7th, followed by the Heat, just 1 game back of the Sixers, followed by the Hornets, just half a game back. So basically you have between the 5 spot and the 10 spot, 2.5 games separating those 6 teams. It's not out of the question that a team like the Hornets, who are hot here, could move all the way up to a 5th place if one of these teams gets hot. The Magic have lost 6 in a row. They're not hot, but the Hornets here are, and they've been hot before. This is like this feels like their 3rd winning streak right now. Now the Knicks are very hot. They've won 7 in a row. So you have 7-game winning streak and a 4-game winning streak here right now. Charlotte with wins over Miami, Orlando, Memphis, and Sacramento covered them all. The Knicks on their winning streak here of 7 games, they haven't been covering them all. Some of the games they've been laying a few too many points, but still, the Knicks are 8-1 straight up and 7-2 against the spread their last 9 games against Charlotte Hornets. Knicks are just 3-6 ATS in their last 9. Charlotte's won not only 4 straight, but 6 of 7, 4-1 ATS in their last 5. Charlotte's gone under in 8 of their last 12 meetings here right now. And while I do like a lot of overs here in the late in the season, almost blind, I'm going to go under in this one with the Hornets and the Knicks. With these two, Hornets are 12-23 to the under at home this season. And let me see, I think as a total, actually, I was going to update it. I think it's gone down. Yeah, it's gone down to 222.5. So odds makers, sharps, maybe seeing what I am here. And if anything, in fact, I'm going to say the Hornets are a 1-point favorite in this game over the Knicks. So now the Hornets, beat Sacramento last time out, 134-90. The Knicks beat New Orleans 121-116. So let's see. We did just get an update here real quick on one of the games here. Let me see what it was. DeJounte Murray is probable for New Orleans. Okay, let's see what you got here in this one. I'm taking an under here. Mr. Under. I know I took under in baseball. That doesn't count. This is basketball where I'm going over in a lot of games here over the next 2 weeks. Mr. Under here, but not in this one. I'm going under here with Charlotte and the Knicks. Ouchie. Okay. Knicks have the weakest winning streak, says Terrell. This Murderers Row, Utah, Indiana, Golden State, Indiana, Brooklyn, Washington, and New Orleans. Maybe they gave him that easy schedule at the end of the season. He'll take the Knicks on the money line anyway. Charlotte, though, here for Robert. And I'll take the under. Okay, that's it. We're going to go to hockey here. We're going to make it quick. We want to get you ready for our new show here today with Mike and Sharky, but we're going to come in here right now and take a look at some of these games here and take a look at this NHL card. So we're going to cruise along here and hopefully give some winners here. Let's see what you got. All right, and we're going to start it off here with the Kraken and the Lightning. Let's get it going here. NHL action, huge slate, and like I said, just get your picks ready if you want them. We have time to flash them up there. I don't know if I'm going to go too in depth here. We are getting to a point now. We could have eliminated maybe one game, but every game here does have a little bit of implications in the playoffs. But I tell you what, after tonight. And with baseball starting, and then look, the games are going to, kind of start to, teams are going to start to get eliminated real fast. We're already seeing some eliminations here in the NHL, or at least one or two, right? But we'll be kicking some of these teams to the curb. Today, we're going to at least give a pick here in a lot of these. Today, start with this one. Kraken and Lightning here with a big favorite here in this. But look, do we really? Are the Kraken? Are the Lightning really this type of team that's going to be a $3 favorite against this Kraken team? Yeah, sure, the Lightning are number one here. They're probably going to be feels like the betting favorite here for the Stanley Cup right now. It's close. There's a lot of going to be wide open for sure. Going to be some fun, but I don't know if I want to go with $3 against with a team right now, even against Seattle here, who they show a little bit of life. Do the Kraken here on the road. See what we can talk about, at least with these guys. Now they've lost 8 of their last 9 to Tampa Bay and lost 8 of their last 10 overall. Tampa's won 4 of 5. Seattle 4 straight losses. Tampa Bay off of a win here. They've won 13 of 16. I don't want to say I stand corrected. There's no doubt that Seattle's still in the playoff hunt here right now. They got to kind of get a move on here. Seattle currently 5 points behind Nashville, so not toast, but the 4-game losing streak with the Kings right ahead of them too with a 4-game losing streak. Bad timing for these two teams. So a little bit desperate here. Tampa, I'm not saying that they're they're still trying to get back, chasing down Buffalo. They can still do it, but, they're going to be in the playoffs here, comfortable position, second place here in the Atlantic. I think the Kraken here maybe on the puck line might be a decent way to go here. Right now at plus 1.5 at minus $1.05 or so, it feels like coming into this one. Let me see what it is exactly here. Minus $1.10. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Kraken here, plus 1.5 goals right now on the puck line against Tampa Bay. Let me also fire up the goalie computer real quick and make any changes that we might have to the situation with the starters here. And what did we have listed there? Vasilevsky and Joey Decord. And I don't think we've gotten any confirmations here. Yeah, we do have a few confirmations here. Not in this game, though, I don't think. Yeah, Vasilevsky likely to be in goal here. Vasilevsky here stopped 21 of 24 in the 6-3 win over Minnesota last time out. But look, just 6-5 here with the 302 goals against in his last 11 starts, or since the end of February anyway. And yeah, the mediocre numbers for sure, but the Kraken, they've scored 2 or fewer goals in 5 of their last 8 games. So maybe the total would have been a good thing to look at, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Kraken here to stay in this one against the Lightning. Robert likes the over here. Philly Eagle Flyer over. Jordy Lightning money line. Cash Cane Lightning money line over, and point for a goal in that one. Next up, Blue Jackets and Canadians here. Important game. Given the circumstances here with these two teams, you have the Canadians right now sitting in third place in the Atlantic, 88 points, but still, good position. Could fall out of the third place, could end up in the wild card, but still 88 points would be, Boston's got 88 points, Ottawa's got 85, and they're in second in the wild card. Islanders have 85 as well. Columbus is in second place in the Metro Division, 87 points. So both these teams probably playoff bound here right now, and you do have a pretty even matchup in this one with Columbus and Montreal anyway. And Columbus on the road here. Maybe it's a cheap price for Montreal, but I don't know. I kind of think Columbus here might be the play on the road. Maybe I'll look at the total here. Let's see what you got with these two. With Jet Greaves, I think, expected here. In this one, let me see. Greaves and Dobbs here. Looks like to be the goalies today. If I can't get my focus on here, we're going to not be able to finish the show is what we're going to do. So, look, I think both these teams kind of over teams right now. Tampa Bay, 34-26 to the over is a favorite, but whoops, wrong game. I don't think I think Montreal is a little bit higher the over than that. 21-15 to the over at home, but Columbus, just pretty steady here. They're not really over under one way or the other right now, so it only feels like Montreal 42-28 to the over this season, but I'd have to think maybe here at 6.5 in this one. Let me take Columbus in this one as my play. I might be on this total here as a premium later or do something with it here. I'm going to give Columbus as the free play. I don't feel overly confident here. Got to take one side or the other. And I will take Columbus here in this one against Montreal. They've won the last 2 meetings here this season. Montreal won the first one. I'm sorry. This is their second meeting of the season only. These two teams will meet again. Here, Columbus won 4-3 back in November. So I'm going to go ahead and take them here in this one. Give me Columbus right now over Montreal. Montreal, look, they're not going to probably catch Tampa Bay. They're just trying to hang on for that number 3 spot. Meanwhile, Columbus trying to hang on. They're not going to catch Carolina, but they're only 1 point ahead of Pittsburgh for second place in the Metro. I'm going to take Columbus in this one. Let's see what you guys have. Got to go a little bit faster, I think. Cash Cane, Blue Jackets, Robert on the over, Robert on Columbus, and Cash Cane says the +1.5 for Columbus is easy money here. Columbus 24-13 is a puck line underdog. It's about average. Montreal, though, 10-24 is a puck line favorite. That's below what you want to be at. Jordy's got the Blue Jackets as well. Penguins taking on the Senators here in this one. You got the Pens on the road. They're a dog. Ottawa, $1.50 or so, 6.5, under 20 in this one. The widely reported steam, like I said, did come in on the over in this game here, and that might be the right call, actually, between these two. You got Ottawa here, or Pittsburgh here, 23-18 to the over, has an underdog in this one. Ottawa has won the 2 meetings so far this year, 4-0 at home and 3-2 at Pittsburgh. For the Penguins here, you had a plus $1.30. I mean, I would have to maybe favor Pittsburgh here. They've lost 8 of the last 9, though, against the Senators and dropped 8 of their last 12. I'm just not very confident in that price actually for Ottawa. They are 18-11 at home, 30-22 as a favorite in Pittsburgh, 18-23 as a dog, but oh man, 6 straight meetings between the two teams have gone under, but Pittsburgh's gone over in 9 of their last 10 and 5 straight on the road right now, and that's what I think's happening here. I'm going to go over in this one between Ottawa and Pittsburgh. Give me the over here. Remember the steam came in, we were on the show here, right? Early on, and what is it? It's it's 6.5 here right now. No, well, yeah, 6.5. There's 6 over 20, 6 over 25 out there. So yeah, give me the over. I'm going to go over with Pittsburgh and Ottawa. Okay, here we go. 9 legacies on Pittsburgh. Next up, the Stars are at the Islanders, and the Stars are a road favorite. Pretty good game here. Pretty good. Feels like goaltenders here with the Stars on the road. $1.25 favorite in this one. For Dallas here, they've lost 4 of their last 5, but won 6 of their last 7 on the road. 8 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams have gone over when playing here at the Islanders last 11 years. Islanders have gone under in 5 of their last 7 and under in 5 of the last 6 against Dallas. So basically, when they play at the Islanders, it's an over, but when they play in Dallas, it's an under. Islanders have won 14 of their last 20 games coming in right now. Dallas is on a 3-game losing streak here with losses to New Jersey, BGK, and Minnesota. The Islanders, meanwhile, coming in off of a loss to Chicago. Hey, we were on the Blackhawks on the puck line in that one. See what you got here. We're going to pick it up the pace a little bit and see here with the Stars. Ottinger and Sorokin, I think. See here what we're doing. I don't know if we have. No, I don't think we have the goalies confirmed here. Oh yeah, no, Sorokin's in there. Sorokin's in there for sure. The Islanders are just out of the wild card right now, so Sorokin here looking to have a big start, and I had a shutout there in that game over Columbus. We had the Islanders in that one. It was 1-0. Remember. Still for Sorokin here, just 4-5 in the month of March, 2.74 goals against, 90% save percentage. So look, Dallas here basically was on a tear before this little bit of a hitch in their step. They were on an incredible point streak, their 15-game point streak before losing 4 of their last 5 games coming in to this one. Let's hear from you in the chat here. I know what I'm doing. I'm taking the Islanders in this one. Give me the Isles at home at even money over Dallas. Robert's on the Stars, and our Thompson's on the under. Next up, the Blackhawks are at the Flyers here. This one almost, if we had to cut some games, this might have been it. You heard Mikey Money say, just Islanders, just give up already. At least try to improve your draft standing. The Islanders were on a 3-game winning streak when he said that, I think. Now they just lost to Columbus 3-2 last time out. It was at home as Columbus got the win. Chicago, meanwhile, coming off that win over the Isles, and they played pretty well of late, but still they're 27-40 as an underdog this season. Philadelphia, 13-7 as a favorite, 15-12. At home here, modest favorite here in this one, but look, I don't think I like Philly in this. They're really $1.70 in this game against the Blackhawks. I think I want to take the Blackhawks in this one. Look, I think with is it Knight here? Let me look at the goalies here. I thought it was. Let me see here. Do we have any confirmation with this one? Yeah, it is Knight. Okay, so a Knight, look, he stopped 30 of 33 in the 3-2 loss to Nashville. But look, he's had a good season. Also 2.71 goals against, 91.5% save percentage out of the Olympic break, but just 2-3-3 in 8 games. But hey, you're with Chicago, that's okay. And as road underdogs here, a Flyers team that has had points in 6 of their last 7 games coming in. They've been playing well, but I don't know. I kind of want to take the dog here in this one. Maybe I should just go to the total. Let's not get too cute here. Trying to shed that. Give me the under in this one. I think I'm going to give you a freemium. I think this was an under tonight. I'm going to go under with Chicago and Philadelphia here. Both teams, you got Blackhawks 15-20 to the under on the road. Philly 15-20 to the under at home. Philly also 8-12 to the under as a favorite. And of course, Chicago's been an under team all season, 29-42 to the under here. So let me take the under. But just know that I think I like Chicago. Philly still won. Like I said, they've gotten points in 6 of their last 7. They've beaten Chicago in 10 of the last 14 meetings. Chicago just 6-14 in their last 20 overall. 11 in the last 16 meetings between the two teams. Under. Philly under in 9 of their last 10 at home. Chicago under in 8 of their last 10 on the road. I just gave you the premium there. It's a lot of trend base for sure. I think that's what I'm banking on. Blackhawks have gone under in 8 of their last 10, I think, here right now. So it was probably going to be a premium, but I don't want to maybe go gung-ho here on the Blackhawks too much. I'm on them here, though. I'm on the Blackhawks a little bit for sure, but I'm not going to burden you with it if you want to take Philly here. Maybe it's a reasonable price. I really don't. You think it should be a little bit less than this, than $1.70 though right now? In fact, it is down to $1.60 or $1.65. Okay, here we go. It's going to be 9 Legacy Blackhawks Blue Jackets puck line parlay. Robert does like the under as well. Do I have it listed at the right price there? 5.5. Yeah. Yeah, and it's 5.5 everywhere pretty much. Here we go. Got to move quickly here. Get ready for the show with Mikey and Sharky. I'll be saying that a lot this baseball season. Wild on the road. Favored $1.45 here against the Florida Panthers. Oh, man. Feels like goals are going to be in the offering in this one with Florida at home going up against Minnesota here. Minnesota pretty stiff favorite, actually. At $1.45 in this one, but man, I think we're going to see goals in these two teams. Let's see how you have it here with Minnesota on the road, taking on Florida. Minnesota's gone over in 16 of their last 19 on the road. 8 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams have gone over, including 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two, 7 of the last 8 years in Florida. So, take it for what it's worth. Minnesota's actually gone under in 7 of their last 10 coming in here, but Minnesota has not been playing that well of late right now. Losses to Tampa Bay, Chicago, and Toronto. They actually split a home and home with Chicago, but not hanging in some of these games. They beat Dallas at home. That was a good win. They're still 20-10 on the road right now, the Minnesota Wild. But Florida, as bad as they've been, or as bad a season, disappointing season, 19-14 at home. And ironically enough, 15-7 as an underdog. What? 15-7 as a dog? Florida? I mean, that does boggle the mind a little bit here. Maybe you could look at him in this one. I don't think I would. I think, the Wild on the road have been okay here. Tarasov, I believe, is confirmed here, though, for the Panthers. I might have the wrong goalie up there. I think it has been already Tarasov confirmed here. Tarasov. Been, since the Olympic break here for Tarasov, the Panthers have been, playing him a little bit more. It'll be a 6th start in the last 13 games for them here. Last 4 games, 1-3 with a 4.03 goals against an 86% save percentage. Give me the Wild here in this one over the Panthers as a favorite tonight. I'll take them. All right, let's see. We got some in the chat here real quick. We're down to 10 minutes. We got to hurry here. Jordy's on the Flyers and Robert's on the over here. Let's keep it moving here. Sharks taking on the Blues tonight. And Sharks are running out of time, too. You almost could have kicked this game out right now. Sharks are currently 7 points behind the Predators. They do have 2 games in hand in a lot of these teams right now. They have 2 or even 3 games in hand against Utah, which has already played 72 games. So out of all these contending teams in the West, the Sharks have played one fewer game than at least every team that still has a chance. So the fact of the matter is, though, they've lost 5 straight games, so they were probably worth kicking out of the previews, but St. Louis has long been gone. But St. Louis has won 2 in a row. Give them credit. They've been up and on a little bit, but they've been playing well, even since eliminated back-to-back wins over Washington and Vancouver. San Jose's not coming close right now in a lot of these games here. So St. Louis is playing pretty hard. The only bummer here maybe is the Blues are 5-15 as a favorite here right now, but they might be just playing well enough that that's not going to be a factor for you to consider. It might be St. Louis, just the fact that they're winning period. They've won 8 of their last 11. The Sharks have dropped 5 straight. They're 4-11 against St. Louis overall. Now, Sharks supposed to be a little bit better this year. I think they were, but they're still just 2-8 in their last 10 on the road, 4-9 here in St. Louis in the last 13 games. I think the Sharks gonna have trouble scoring in this one. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the under in this one. Give me the under with the Sharks and the Blues. I think you're hearing my voice here, but we might have some action here on the Blues still to come. Okay, I think maybe the Blues might be in a spot where we want to take them there. It says $1.45 there on the screen, but I think they're a little bit lower here right now to $1.35 at some spots. We got to go quickly here. Let me take a look at the plays here. Here's Robert on the Sharks, and hey, Robert Dixon, he's here. He's on the Sharks today as well. So they like the Sharks. Look, Sharks need a win here. They're going to be playing desperate for sure, but the Blues have been pretty good here of late. Let's keep it going here right now. Avalanche taking on the Jets here in this one. What can you say here? You got Colorado coming in here, won 9 of their last 13. They're just 2-4 against the Jets in the last 6 meetings. Colorado's won 9 of 10 on the road. Winnipeg's won 5 of their last 7 at home against the Avs here. Could this be a spot for Winnipeg to kind of jump up here right now? Again, they are teetering on the edge as well, but they're only 5 points behind, but they are 71 games here. So they got to keep it going. They've won 2 in a row. They're probably pretty desperate here, need this win bad. The Avalanche, meanwhile, 7 points clear of Dallas, and that's for the top spot. Look, that's not done yet, but feels like they're going to be the top spot in the NHL here right now. Even if they don't play great tonight, I don't think there's a lot of pressure on them. You want to keep winning, especially when you're favored here, so no problem. But I might want to consider maybe Winnipeg could get in here. Let's see what you have in the chat. I think it's Blackwood and Hellebuck. Tentatively, I don't think we've heard for sure yet right now. Hellebuck definitely in here for the for Winnipeg here, 18-9 and 11, 2.81 goals against, and 89%, a 90% save percentage here in this one. So let's see what you got here. Winnipeg's puck line is just a little bit too expensive, though. I think I want to take them here. You know what? Minus $1.60. I'm going to take Winnipeg on the puck line in this one. Give me Winnipeg here plus 1.5 at home against Colorado. Minus $1.60. Okay, big card. I'm going to lay some chalk now and then. Robert Doe likes the apps. He's telling me Robert's never put the score in there, and he's telling me right now. I got you, Robert. 4-2. Look, 4-2. Well, the total is probably 6 flat still here, right? Yeah. I mean, I kind of like it on. I do like it under, but I'm going to take the Winnipeg here. Winnipeg did win back in 2 weeks ago, 3-1 at home. Here they beat them. They beat them here at home, 3-1. And the meeting in Colorado back in December was 3-2. There, Colorado won. So, yeah, they did win at home, but it was only by a goal there. Okay, let's see here. We're going to have to finish up the show, you guys. I might just have to rattle off these plays. Devils here and Predators, with Predators at home in this one. And you know what? Predators right now, hey, if anything, this Predators team has been big-time momentum. 5 straight wins. They're in second place right now, just 3 points behind the Mammoth for first wild card. 3 points clear of the struggling Kings and Kraken. Feels like the Predators have done enough here. Got to keep it going right now. Still, I think 10, 11 games left for Nashville here. I think, and look, a pretty cheap price against the Devils team. Now, Devils are playing good as well. They're coming off of a win. I think they've won 4 of 5 coming in. They're 14-13 as an underdog. That's pretty good. But Nashville, 20-13 at home, 14-7 as a favorite here. So go ahead and get your pick ready right now. We're going pretty fast here. I've been loving betting Nashville this whole time right now, and I'm going to do it here. Give me Nashville in this one to beat New Jersey here tonight. I'm going to take them in the game against New Jersey. Just 5 minutes to go before we get to the show with the guys. Here's the Capitals taking on the Mammoth here in this one. Mammoth $1.50 or so against the Caps. Utah coming in here they've lost 2 of 3 coming in, losses to Edmonton and Anaheim. They beat the Kings because who doesn't, 4-3. That one did go overtime. So I don't know if Utah's really looked that good here of late. Washington, meanwhile, 2 straight losses to Colorado and St. Louis. They are 9-16 as an underdog, 13-15 on the road. So maybe the Mammoth here at home, 19-13 at home, 27-20 as a favorite. Yeah, you got to lay a little bit here with Vemmelka and Thompson here in this one. You got to think this one's going to be an under, though, don't you? Here, let's see. Utah 20. Washington 30-42 to the under. Let's see if we have the goalies here. That would be kind of important with this game, but I still think I'm going to probably go under in this one. We don't know yet for sure with Thompson and Vemmelka here. So let me just go ahead and take the Mammoth for now at minus $1.50. I'll lay a little chalk here, but I'm going to be looking at this one possibly as a totals play down the line on the under. But my official play here, Mammoth in this one. Okay, there's a illegal flyer on the Preds. Jordy liked the Preds too. Next up, real quick here, Ducks and Flames. We're almost done with the show, and then the guys will be along here. Ducks and Flames. Ducks on the road here. Favored $1.40, $1.45 right now. Anaheim in first place. Looking good in the Pacific. Not going to sweat here right now. They are 5 points clear of Edmonton. They're not home free yet, but they've won 3 in a row. Calgary's won 4 in a row, though, at home. And I don't want the Ducks to get too complacent here, but Calgary continues to impress at home. Let's give them a little bit of credit. As poor of a season it's been because of their dismal road record, they've actually been pretty solid at home. I kind of like their chances here, actually, against Anaheim tonight. And I think I'm going to take them, actually. Give me Calgary here to win one and give the Ducks. Look, the Ducks, they've been great, no doubt about it, but Calgary does have some success here at home against Anaheim. Calgary's won 14 of the last 20 overall. They've won 5 straight at home overall, and for their last 5. Anaheim still 8-4 in their last 12 on the road. They've won 4 of 5, looking great for sure, but 4 of the last 6 meetings have gone under here between these two teams. I'm going to take Calgary tonight in this one. Oilers and Golden Knights here with the Oilers. On the road here, Vegas struggling, man, and they're going to be left out of the playoffs if they keep blowing it. But Edmonton has 79 points. The Golden Knights have 78. Important game here in the Pacific Division, especially, look, the Kings and the Kraken are, pretty much behind these two teams. It's going to take a lot for those teams just to get into the wild card position, much less catch the Golden Knights here right now or the Oilers. So just an important game for the second and third place teams here. I'm going to take Edmonton in this one. Will we see a high scoring game? You'd think we would, with these two teams. Edmonton's lost 2 of 3. Vegas has been losing some games here for sure. But look, you've got Edmonton here. Here's the thing with Edmonton. 11-1-1 to the over as an underdog. They're definitely an underdog here. And look, they've been winning some games here for sure. They've won 4 straight against Vegas overall. They just won here 3 weeks ago, 4-2 in Vegas, and they also won at home in December, 4-3. So I'm going to take Edmonton here. One last game, and the show's over. We're going to do the drawing and send it over to Mikey and Sharky right now. I can't wait to see this new baseball show with the guys. So here we got the Kings on the road. Very easy. I'm taking the Kings on the road. Come on. No contest here. They better win one right now, and they better beat up on Vancouver, man. And I'm going to take them and put the pressure on them to do so. The Kings have 74 points. That's 3 points behind the Predators. They've lost 4 in a row, totally blowing their chance to go to the postseason. Seattle's been losing too, and they're behind them, but they're 3 points behind Nashville. Look, Nashville, they could lose to New Jersey tonight, even though I picked them here. All right, it's the top of the hour. Let's do the drawing, and then I'm going to send it to Mikey here right now. And let me just fire it up, and the show's over, guys. We're out of here quick because we want to get to the guys, but I promised a drawing. They're probably waiting for me to get off the air. Here we go. Let's fire it up. Good luck, everybody. Have a great night. Someone's going to win a month. You go over to winnable.com/Ramon, enter in the promo code winner, and you're going to get 1 month of my picks. It's Josh. It's my man Josh in there. Josh, great. Thank you. The skies are blue. All right, that's going to do it for the show here. We'll be back tomorrow, more Morning Steam. Also, stay tuned right here. Next up, we've got Bases Loaded with Sharky and Mike getting ready to fire it up, and then Mike's got you covered on pre-gaming there later on as well. Here, don't forget also MMA picks with me and VB. Here, go over to the live tab after later on today. Get your picks going here for the weekend. For the Sports Money Network from Las Vegas, this is Ramon Scott.
One for cover, that's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money. With sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA.